Thank you very much to Brett Sprigg. The drama in Sydney as we make our way to Docklands in Melbourne. Hello and welcome to Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. The Western Bulldogs and the Fremantle Dockers win and you're into September. That's the situation for both these sides this afternoon. Both have spent 12 weeks inside the top 8, and yet it comes down to this last game for each of them in the home and away season. Win and you are guaranteed a spot in September. Lose and you are riding the luck of the Bombers as they take on the Gold Coast Suns on Wednesday night. I'm Matt Clinch for ABC Sport. There's no late changes with Nat Fyfe the sub for the Fremantle Dockers, and Artie Jones, the inclusion for Luke Beveridge's side, is the sub at the expense of Riley Sanders during the week. Ben Cameron to call the action alongside me. Welcome to you, Benny.
Hello, Clinchy. Great to be here. The first elimination final of 2025 is what this is. It's a prove-it game for both teams. If you are who you say you are, then have no fear. Win today and you'll have a role to play in September. I cannot wait. I haven't been able to all morning. I've been too excited.
And it's a position Fremantle fans have known a few times across the journey. They've had 5 chances in the final round of the home and away season in the past to try and guarantee their way into September, and they haven't been able to take it. So they put that to one side this afternoon. Our back row is stacked of Hall of Famers. The St Kilda champion Nathan Burke is with you. Welcome to Burkey.
Hello, gentlemen. Yes, I'm with you, Benny. I've been looking forward. I woke up yesterday morning and I thought, is it Sunday yet? No, it was only Saturday. So, very excited about this one. You don't often get do-or-die clashes like this where everything's on the line. So every single contest means something. It's going to be great to watch.
This is all under the assumption that the Gold Coast Suns will win against Essendon on Wednesday night. We've got that awkward outlier game, but we are making that assumption as we move forward.
We certainly are. The AFL Games record holder Brent Harvey is with you as well. Welcome, Boomer.
Good afternoon, boys. Yes, Benny, you're spot on, because the way they played that last quarter the other night, the Gold Coast Suns, I'm not sure they can beat the Bombers, though they have lost. What have the Bombers lost now?
12
in a row. So
matches.
You'd like to think they're going to get over the line, but I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to say there's a lot of teams sitting at home watching this game, players, I'm saying, and coaching staff of other AFL clubs, and hoping Fremantle can beat the Western Bulldogs, because I think if the Western Bulldogs can manage to find us a way to win today and finish in the top 8, teams are going to be a little scared of the Western Bulldogs. I love their style. They put speed on the ball, and their 2 forwards up the pointy end are going okay at the minute.
They're very different styles, aren't they? Fremantle, a lot is made about the lack of speed they play with. The Dogs play with a lot of energy on the ball. The Dogs' defence is there, or defence, if you're going to get upset with the pronunciation, is their weakness, whereas the Dockers very strong defensively. The Dockers have won 11 of their last 13, so they've been going beautifully since an earlier defeat in the season against Collingwood in round 9. But it's just a case of whether, with it all on the line, they can be themselves today against a very good dog side who are very good in their kennel here at Docklands.
One thing I'll be watching for, and you'd hope that they're experienced enough to not fall into this, but when you get 2 contrasting styles, sometimes you can unwittingly fall into the other team's style.
Yep.
And so if Fremantle start to flick the ball around by their hands, that's going to play into Doggy's hands. But if the Doggies go, hang on, this is a chip mark game going slow, that's not the way that they want to play the game as well. So whoever can get the game played on their terms is going to go a long way to winning. For
whatever it's worth as well, Fremantle 9-4 against the other top 9 teams this year. The Dogs 2-8.
2-8.
2-8. So they've been very good against the lower sides, and they've really beaten up on them. A lot of those games they were close in early on in the season and then didn't quite win, but for whatever that's worth today.
Well, their last three games, they've had 2 pretty easy kills, haven't they? Essendon and West Coast have been in the last 3 games for them, and they had Melbourne in between, who they just got over the line to.
And those 2 wins for the Bulldogs against the side inside the top 9 have both been against the Giants. So the Bulldogs have had to win their way into September. It started a month ago. Wins over the West Coast Eagles, Melbourne, GWS and the Bombers just to get to this spot. While the Fremantle Dockers, they've had their chances as well. A victory over the Brisbane Lions at home last week would have guaranteed them their spot. Now they're on the road and they have to try and stare down that finals nightmare run. 2 sides that have dominant midfields. Marcus Bontempelli, Tom Liberatore, Ed Richards, Tim English in the ruck dynamic alongside Sarong, Brayshaw. We know the dominant ruckman of Darcy and Jackson combining together. So who you sort of give the points to in the midfield?
Well, we'll find out in about 2 hours, won't we? Because I don't know if anyone's going to tag. And when we come to finals, you start putting a little bit more time and effort into the opposition mids. Well, it's a final today, Berkey. It's an elimination final right now, so we'll find out if the Western Bulldogs are going to let Brayshaw and Sarong run around. Are the Fremantle Dockers going to let Bontempelli and Richards, who I think is an absolute star, just run around on their own terms?
I want to know what they're going to do with Luke Jackson. I hope they don't play him just purely as a midfielder, because he doesn't get midfield possessions and he doesn't have the running patterns of a midfielder. Ball comes to him, he's good enough to get it, but good midfielders would chop him up.
Just repeating full-time in Sydney, the Giants winning 15-14, 104 to the Saints, 14-9, 93. 5 goals, 7 the Giants way to the Saints, 4-1 in the final term. And the wrestle that took place, the final member of our team sitting in the front row this afternoon is Lauren Borden. Welcome to you, Loz.
Oh, thanks, Clinchy. It's amazing to be down here. You can just feel an enormous amount of anticipation for this game. Even walking over the bridge from the train station, all anyone was saying was, oh, but what about if Gold Coast lose on Wednesday and our percentage and their percentage and all the permutations? It's just so exciting to be here. There should be a good crowd in today. We'll wait to see what that figure is. But Alex Pearce did win the toss. It'll be Rio kicking towards the locket end in this first quarter. A few cheers for Nat Fyfe as he comes to sit on the bench as a sub for Fremantle in front of me. And Arthur Jones, like you mentioned, for the Western Bulldogs sub. Can't wait for this one to get underway.
A chance to win your way into September in the final round of the home and away season in 2025. It's do or die between the Western Bulldogs and the Fremantle Dockers. Here's Ben Cameron to get us underway on ABC Sport.
It's English and Jackson. Jackson jumps over the top of him, gets the tap down. Bontempelli can't trap it. Now he does. Out to Richards. Dogs out of the middle. Floats a kick inside 50. Bouncing ball. Norton comes at the footy. Cox beats him to it. Steps around a man. Handball to Warner. Tackle. Just gets rid of it. He didn't. Holding the ball. And the Dogs' pressure is on early. And Garcia, the West Australian, is the tackler. And he'll go back and kick for goal for the Dogs. 40 out, slight angle to the right.
It was great pressure by the Western Bulldogs forward, but I'll tell you where it started. First centre bounce, the ball was in dispute. Bontempelli didn't take clean possession, just slapped it out of the Fremantle player's hands, got it, gave it off, balled in the Western Bulldogs forward line, and then that's when the pressure comes.
Out of Swan Districts in the WAFL. Garcia's drop punt is missing right. A let off for the Dockers early on. They were inaccurate last week. The Dogs are here to begin. We've played less than a minute. They lead by that behind.
It's a bad miss. Guys like Garcia, if they can get 1 or 2, that's going to go a long way to be able to kick a winning score. So, poor miss that one.
Ryan brings the Dockers back into play, long towards Jackson, can't take the mark. O'Donnell brings it down. Kennedy for the Bulldogs. Hand pass away to Bailey Dale, to Bramble on the broadcast wing. Turns onto his right-hand side, inside 50. Darcy in the back with Norton. Alex Pearce makes the spoil from behind. He kept his footing. Hand pass under pressure. Pinched away by Darcy. Gets the hand pass to Dale. 50 out, one way, then the other. Onto his left. He hacks a kick towards the goal mouth. Leading up. Here's a chance. Bumped off at Croft. And down low, Wagner's tackle. They turn to the umpire. And they'll ball it up in the right forward pocket for the Western Bulldogs. Opening 2 minutes, the Bulldogs have been inside 50 on 2 occasions.
As you'd expect, this is a hot start, isn't it?
Very physical.
It is like Beveridge has the Dogs right up for this. English slapping it down. Like I said, as you'd expect, given what's at stake. Another ball up coming. Inside attacking 50 here for the Dogs. Umpire puts it aloft. Jackson backhands it down. English roves it out to Oscar Baker. Handball for Garcia. Half forward here for the Dogs. Warner worries him out of it. Bolton coming through, leaves it behind. They pile on, nowhere to go. And another ball up. The Dogs leading by the Garcia behind, the only score in the game.
Leaving Oscar Baker standing on the defensive side of the pack here, it's a concern because Dogs use that play behind the ball really well.
English tries to use his body against Jackson. Spills down to Baker. High centering ball. Croft underneath it. Rises and takes the mark. The young doggy, father-son selection, with a chance to try and kick the opening goal of the match.
A great call, Berkey. You're going to leave the defensive Western Bulldogs players off the back of the stoppage. You know that they're so good by hands, they'll go backwards to go forwards. This young fella here, he started last week. He launched at the football a couple of times last week. He took some great marks.
Jordan Croft, the second-generation Bulldog, son of Matthew, for the opening goal in round 24. His kick is offline to the left from 45 metres out. And off the hands of Norton and Alex Pearce, through for a minor score. The Bulldogs are 2 behinds. Fremantle yet to score. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron calling the action. Lauren Borden down on the boundary. Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke, your experts.
Jordan Clark to take the kick in. Some would argue an all-Australian calibre year. Kicks up for Jackson. Slips through his hands. O'Donnell there for the Dogs. Out to Kennedy. Gives it back to O'Donnell. Sweeps it out to Baker. Half-forward flank, steps around a couple. Off to Liberatore, kicks to full forward. The Dogs are there, so do the Dockers through Cox. He marks at fullback.
I tell you what, Patrick Voss is putting a lot of work into Tim English, and every kick out, he's just whacked him about 6 times. The umpire had to go over and pull him up.
Dogs lead by 2 points. We've nearly played 4 minutes.
3 inside 50s to none early the Western Bulldogs way. Warner gets the hand pass away. The kick from Clark up the wing, brought down by Bontempelli. With the support of Buslinger, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. Centre wing on the outer side. The Bulldogs 2 behinds. Fremantle yet to score. 4 minutes gone. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. No late changes with Nat Fyfe and Artie Jones as subs for their respective sides this afternoon. Thrown in, English and Jackson. English wins down the tap to Kennedy. Got away from Bolton. Hand pass away to Bailey Williams. Squeeze the kick up towards Richards. Hand pass to Liberatore to Garcia. Almost run down by Swakowski. Inside 50. Riley West's the target. Spoiled away by Ryan. Running onto a tail from 45 metres out. There's a goalkeeper back. And getting back, Brennan Cox takes the mark for the Fremantle Dockers just 5 metres out from his defensive goal line.
No one stands the mark initially, so Brennan Cox is just standing there, called to play on now. And go for a little amble. Waits the kick. Gets it to Wagner on the back flank here for the Dockers. And a third club. Former Kangaroo, former Demon. As he kicks up towards the wing. Jackson and Voss both fly down in front. Sarong can't gather it. Liberatore can. Dogs ball again. They're dominating the early possession of this game. Kennedy, towering kick inside 50. Free kick. It'll go the way of the Dockers and Pearce.
He started well, Pearce, because he's not letting Darcy jump at the football. He's taken body position, and he's obviously very strong because Darcy could not move him as much as he tried to just then.
Bob Murphy told me during the week he thinks he's the best matchup in the comp for Sam Darcy as Pearce kicks up to a contest on the wing. Murphy Reid picks it up. Dockers ball. Bolton to Jackson. Back to Murphy Reid. Kicks out in front of Tracy. Tracy's got it. He outpoints lob to mark. 40 out. Directly in front.
Yeah, smart leading patterns there by Tracy. He went back to goal, but he was pointing behind him. The kick went to his back, flipped around right at the last moment, 3-4 steps, didn't give Roy Lobb an opportunity. So smart forward work. And how often do we see this? A side peppering away, and it goes down the other end straight away for a goal.
This would really sting for the Dogs. They've done all of the early attacking. Tracy's drop punt from 45 is away to the left. A minor score. Two to the Dogs, one to the Dockers, I should say. We played 6 minutes and change into the opening term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Bailey Dale brings the Western Bulldogs into play. Kicks up towards Fraser. Can't take the mark. And offhands it goes out of play. And Banfield in tow. Nathan Burke and Brent Harvey, your experts. Do you ever get nervous before big games like this, Boomer?
I got nervous before every game. It was just the jelly in the legs, and that's something I'll probably miss. You know, the anticipation with 22 guys going against 22 and not knowing what was going to happen.
Thrown back in. English wins down the tap. And the ball is locked up with Kennedy and Liberatore trying to wrestle it clear.
Very nervy.
A good level of nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to get nervous. You can't be too calm, but you can't be over nervous.
Wagner alongside Bontempelli for this stoppage. It's a kick up towards the wing. Great one-handed mark from Sam Darcy. Hand pass away to Kennedy inside 50. Norton in a 2-on-1. It gets to the back. Norton goes off the end and volleys through the first goal of the match. There's appeals for whether there was a hole taking place there on Brennan Cox, but Aaron Norton breaking towards goal has kicked the opening goal of the match. We are going to check whether it brushed the post on the way through.
Come on, umpire.
Stand by.
Check if it hit the post.
The Fremantle players were sort of appealing for a free kick and hit the post, but none of them are set up for a kick in, so I think it was a bit of a false appeal.
It was actually a free kick to Norton, I thought. But,
yeah.
He was trying to turn around and get back to the fall of the ball. It was a good mark by Darcy, wasn't it? One hand, hold off your opponent with one hand. Mark it with the other. Give it to a runner. Get it over the top. Run in open goal. Simple game, Berkey, isn't it?
It is.
So we're having a look at the right goalpost as to whether it hit the padding on the way through.
He's close to the goalpost, isn't it?
Norton beat 2 in Cox and Ryan. And the arc umpire is saying there is no spike as it goes past the post.
Does it change how it's spinning? No.
The spike would pick that up, I would say.
So the goal is registered on the big screen, and Aaron Norton has the opening goal of the match. The Western Bulldogs with the first six of the first 7 inside 50s, and finally they get something to tell for it. 1-2-8 the Doggies to the Dockers, 1 behind. Nathan Burke and Brent Harvey, your experts on ABC Sport.
You get your good plays involved, Berkey. Stuff happens. Darcy, one-handed mark, give it to a runner. I think the runner was Kennedy, get the ball over the back. There was 3 Fremantle players to 1 Western Bulldogs, Aaron Norton. And with leg speed, he just beat him back.
He doesn't like the Dockers either, Aaron Norton. He was left out in 2017 for Peel Thunder's grand final, having played most of the season in his draft year for the returning Dockers players. And he doesn't like the Dockers as a result.
That'll leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Bulldogs by 7 points, the opening goal of the game, a crooked bounce in the middle.
Matt Kennedy's got off to a flyer. He's up to 5 possessions at 100% at this moment. Bailey Dale also with 5.
Umpires Stevens, Meyer, Meredith and Mollison in charge of this match. Hayden Young picks it up in the middle for the Dockers, gets rid of a handball. Away to Sarong, he flicks out a handball. O'Meara tracking it, slaps it onto Erasmus. Back to Young. Dump kick inside 50 for the Dockers, going back Cleary. Brave with the flight. Takes a great defensive mark. The Dogs by 7 points.
Cleary looks for the short avenue out of defence, goes short to Matt Kennedy. What a great signing he's been for the Bulldogs. Gives it back to Cleary, around the wing, gets the hand pass to Bontempelli. Looks up towards half forward. Over the head of Norton, the intended target, and Ryan takes the intercepting mark for the Dockers across half back. The Bulldogs 1-2-8, so the Fremantle Dockers 1 behind. 10 minutes gone, opening quarter. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. As the Dockers try and get some fluency in their movement. Ryan out wide. Banfield takes the mark at right half back.
So as Jackson comes off, Darcy goes on into the ruck, and then Tim English rucks against both of them.
Long kick down the wing. In the pack, Darcy, Voss, it spills out. Bramble and Shea Bolton see it out of play, and a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Dockers. Just repeating earlier, it was the Giants who prevailed in a seesawing affair against the Saints. 15-14, 104 to St Kilda 14-9-93. Means the Giants will have a home final in the first week. Both these sides looking to win this afternoon to guarantee their spot. The loser will be cheering for the Bombers against the Gold Coast Suns.
When they met earlier in the year, Boomer, Darcy wasn't there. He wins the tap down here to Hayden Young. Driving ball to full forward. Going up, Jackson very nearly takes the mark. Ball just free. Sugar Shea Bolton. Oh, that's so sweet. From the pocket. Right forward pocket. Hard against the boundary line. He snaps it through. The Dockers first of the afternoon. The Dogs 1-2-8. Fremantle 1-1-7. 11 minutes played in the opening term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, just a great individual effort there by Shea Bolton. He started the game in the centre square as a midfielder and ran around there for a good 7 or 8 minutes. Didn't really touch the footy, but what I like these days is we're seeing it more and more. Don't come off the ground, just go forward. You've got a player of that sort of talent. He can rest forward, he can rest deep. He only needs a split second to do something special, and got Freo's first goal. So it wasn't pretty, but it certainly individual brilliance.
Started with his pressure, didn't it? Just got a little tackle there, and ball came loose, and he was the one that was the crafty forward that could snap from a really tight angle. Fantastic finish.
26th goal for the season for Shea Bolton, a 2-time premiership Tiger. Back in the middle of the ground. Darcy got rid of English illegally, and English will get the free kick shepherded out of it. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron, Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke. Lauren Borden on the boundary. Your call team for Sunday footy on ABC Sport. English inside 50. Cox rises, makes the spoil. Fraser tries to knock it on for the Bulldogs. Inside 50. Norton can't gather. West is down low. Running into a dead end, and Brennan Cox gets a hand pass out into the pocket looking for Baker. Bumped off it. Clark under pressure. Gets it out to Brayshaw. He squeezed the kick up towards the top of the defensive 50. Awkward bouncing ball for Richards. Good clean pick up in the end by Murphy Reid. Hand pass to Young. They try and link up across half back. Warner's kick up towards Pat Voss in front position. Bustlinger brings it down. Switkowski tries to toe poke it forward. English provides the block. Bustlinger gathers. Hand pass to Bramble for the Dogs. Away to Davidson.
Davidson kicks the Dogs to half forward. Croft gets separation and marks. What a player this guy looks like. Saw him for the first time last week at AFL level. 2 kicks from home here. So he sets it up inside 50. Norton will fly. Cox goes up as well, spoils it down. Davidson snaps on goal. Might get a kind bounce. Doesn't. Misses right. Dogs 1-3-9. The Dockers 1-1-7. We've played 13 minutes. Opening term Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
If you want to join us, 0437 774 774. If you're a Docker or Bulldogs fan, let us know how you're feeling. If you're neutral, who are you cheering for this afternoon? As Clark brings the Fremantle Dockers back into play. Short to the pocket for Ryan, who veers out to the right, sends it up towards the wing. The target in the pack was Darcy, couldn't take the mark. Erasmus front and centre, had an arm pinned by Bramble and holding the ball. Free kick going the way of the Western Bulldogs as they take it back just short of right half forward. The Dogs by 2 points, can poke it over the top to Davidson. There's still 2 good kicks out from goal though. Davidson looks for options in the corridor, nothing really presenting, so now we'll chip it back. Bustlinger takes the mark. The third-year Bulldog, as he looks for options, called to play on as he stepped off his line. Thought about coming inboard to Dale, instead he'll go long down the line. Richards the target, 2-on-1, getting back. Erasmus can't take the mark. Going in down low is Warner. He's locked up in a tackle and the umpire will ball it up just inside the 50 for the Western Bulldogs.
It's my issue with the Dockers midfield. A lot of people love them and rave about them. It's currently 5-2 in the clearances, contested possessions 18-9, which is not all the midfield I know, but it's a bad start for them. Davidson extracts it, kicks towards full forward. Ryan's back there for the Dockers. Kicks laterally to the back pocket. Mark taken by Banfield. Dogs lead by a couple of points. Nearly the quarter-hour mark in the opening term. Banfield runs himself into a cul-de-sac. Kicks high to the wing. Tracy launching at it. Roving the pack, Richards. Handballs the Dogs inside 50. Croft goes in low. Ball spits out. West goes in. Baker does the same. Feeds a handball out to Bailey Williams. Retreats. Back to Cleary. Set up. Kick to full forward. Bontempelli. Hands to it. Doesn't mark. Garcia snaps. He floats it on goal and misses. A couple of misses for Garcia.
It's 12 inside 50s to 3. The Western Bulldogs need to hit the scoreboard, because if the Fremantle Dockers go down there and they score on the back of another one, not going to be a good quarter for the Bulldogs. They've had all the play. You've got to hit the scoreboard when this is and take your chances.
Getting whacked around the ball at the moment, aren't they?
The Dockers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. What the Western Bulldogs do, they get the ball from inside, outside, really, really quick. We spoke about this last week against the West Coast Eagles. They're so proficient at getting the ball outside.
Cox from the Dockers, up to half back. Darcy can't take the mark. Bustling up, reloads inside 50. West the target. Ryan brings it down to the front. Bumped off at Warner. Spills out. Cleverly slapped out by Croft, but Erasmus gathers. Gets a hand pass away. They link across half back, the Dockers. The chip missed Darcy as it's picked off from the kick of Warner. And English inside 50. Big rise from Norton at the back. Can't take the mark. And a chance for Banfield to get the hand pass out. Here's a chance for the Fremantle Dockers to clear, although that kick up towards half-back is spoiled down by Swikowski. Spills out off the hands of Bontempelli. Voss put his head over the top. Bumped off it. Bustlinger's there. Tackled by Swikowski and Voss. And they wrestle him to the turf. And the umpire will ball it up in front of our commentary position. Centre wing here. It's the Western Bulldogs 1-4-10. Leading the Dockers 1-1-7. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Bobbing the ball inside the Western Bulldogs forward line isn't working. If the Dockers had a choice, that's the way they'd want it to come in.
Here's Young bursting out of the stoppage for the Dockers. Feeds the handball to O'Meara. He shorts it to the leading Amos. And he's got it 45 out directly in front.
Oh, I love that call, Berkey, because it is now 14-4 in the Western Bulldogs way inside forward 50s, and I think about 10 or 11 of those forward 50 entries have gone long and high. You can't rely on Darcy and Norton to take hangers every single time. You've got to have a system to it. The Fremantle Dockers put a little bit of speed on the ball there. Drop your eyes. They're having their shot from just that inside 50.
He's been goalless the last 2 weeks, Jai Amos. A burst of Hayden Young. The straw that stirs the drink for the Dockers. Here's Amos from outside 50. And his first. And the Dockers' first lead of the afternoon. 2-1-13 plays 1-4-10. 18 minutes into the opening term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, what we know the Western Bulldogs do is they do roll their half-back flankers and their defenders right up the ground as high as they possibly can. And we've seen Fremantle win the ball in the middle twice. And both those times they've been able to get the ball to a really open. Tracy took a mark, Amos took a mark, really open forward line, because half of the Western Bulldogs defenders are up around the middle. when it works for them, they've got extra numbers around the middle. They're getting the ball inside 50, but as we keep saying, they're bombing it in, not getting anything for it. So whoever can win that ball around the middle, if Fremantle can start to get their hands on that loose ball, they're going to be kicking the ball to an open forward line, and that's going to work for them.
Nathan Burke and Brent Harvey, your experts on ABC Sport. The last 2 goals the way of the Dockers as they burst out in the middle of the ground. Wagner kicks up towards half forward. Reed slipped over and Cleary takes the mark for the Bulldogs. Risky kick inboard, asking a bit of Garcia. Shea Bolton made the spoil, spills out towards Bramble. Hayden Young over the top. Bramble not making much of an effort to knock it out. Bolton goes in and wins it himself. Hand pass out to Clark for the Dockers. Down low for O'Meara at left half forward. His hand pass never got to Tracy. Picked off by Johannesson for the Bulldogs. Away to Baker. To Bailey Williams, back to JJ. Johannesson chips it up the wing, where Croft takes the mark. Wants to keep it moving. Hand pass forward to Oscar Baker. One way, then the other. Chips around his body. Up towards Fraser. Nugs his opponent. Brazier underneath. Umpire says, push in the back. Free kick going the Dockers' way at left half back, just as the Bulldogs are about to load up for a shot on goal.
Yeah, there was no need to push either. He could have just used his body weight and his elbow, get him under the ball.
Brayshaw goes back to Ryan, last line of the Dockers' defence. Wants to continue the switch. Out to the city wing, finds Banfield. Back flank here for the Dockers. Fremantle by 3 points. Dogs with the opening goal of the game, Fremantle the next 2. Banfield's kick, a shocker. Out of bounds on the full. And the Dogs will get it back through Davidson, the good doctor. Neutral territory on the city wing.
As they try and move it, Liberatore draws an opponent. Hand pass to Norton at the top of the 50. Long to Croft, juggles the mark. Alex Pearce couldn't get back. And this young Bulldog is providing a few headaches for the Dockers defenders.
He looks like a player, doesn't he? He's a third, because he's 201 centimetres. So
20 years of age, Boomer.
Plays as the third tall. He's getting a really good look at it again today.
The Western Bulldogs have been patient with him. Croft to return the Bulldogs to the lead from 15 metres out. He puts through his first of the afternoon and the third of his career. Just 3 games in. And the Bulldogs lead by 3 points, 2-4-16 to the Dockers 2-1-13. Nathan Burke and Brent Harvey, your experts. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, that's better ball movement, Berkey, by the Western Bulldogs. Liberatore gets the ball and turns straight away to his left side. Norton comes up for a handball receive, get the ball in long and deep. There's a really... Both teams, when you move the ball on them, their defence are so proactive. You mentioned the Western Bulldogs coming up the ground. If you can get the ball with a little bit of speed on it, you make them scramble.
Yep.
What about Bailey Banfield? He's a great trier, and they love the effort he brings, but out of bounds on the full in a slow play, gives it straight back to the Dogs and they kick a goal.
It's a sin, isn't it?
Yeah, and half the defenders are out of position because they weren't expecting the ball to be turned over in that fashion. But Croft's taken 4 marks so far in this game.
Dogs by 3 points. English winning the tap, but a free kick picked out. Will go the way of the Dogs. They take the advantage. Liberatore kicks into the pocket. Ryan's in best position. Chooses not to mark. Spoils it down. Fraser slips the Banfield tackle. Gets rid of it. Kennedy away to Davidson. Back to Liberatore. The son of the gun. He fires on goal and misses. Another blemish for the Dogs. 2-5-17 plays 2-1-13. 22 minutes into this opening term.
It's not like they're missing difficult ones either. Garcia's had 2 that he should have been able to kick. Liver, you can put him down for that one.
16-4, the inside 50s, the way of the Dogs. Warner straight down the middle. Jackson got it down, stripped of it. Sukowski spills out the way of the Western Bulldogs. Liberatore through traffic, so clean to Bontempelli, to Richards. Great centering ball, looking for West.
Wow.
Who hugs it to his chest.
If he meant that was phenomenal.
Wow.
Liberatore, Bontempelli, and then the kick for Richards. A couple of the Bulldogs' key movers getting involved there.
You giving it to him, Boomer?
I think he's an amazing player. I'm not sure, Berkey, because that was on his opposite too, wasn't it?
It was too good, almost, for his opposite foot.
Riley West is having a career best season so far. 37 goals, slightly left of centre. The Bulldogs looking to take some of these chances from 45 metres out. West's kick is good. And he raises his finger and roars in celebration. The Bulldogs answer with 2 goals after the Dockers took the lead by 3 points. The Bulldogs now by 10 points, 3-5-23 to the Dockers 2-1-13.
Well, I hope he finds Ed Richards and slaps him on the backside, because that was one of the best kicks I've seen this year. for a guy to even see that and then to hit him on his right foot, that's a phenomenal kick. That's the best inside 50 kick I've seen this year, I think, Berkey.
There was a player coming on his left as well, which you'd think would block where...
Now you're saying it's a miss kick. I know what you're getting at.
Just kick to the fat side of the ground out to the open space.
I think he was kicking to him, but I don't think it meant to go perfectly like that, because there was a player coming in from that side to actually smother the ball.
Again, it was by hands, though. The Western Bulldogs got it inside to outside by hands again. Bontempelli involved.
Dogs the last 2 goals of the game. English the tap, stolen by Sarong. He loses it. Switkowski arrives. Back to Sarong. Inside 50 for the Dockers. Tracy hands to it. Lob pinches it. Clears for the Dogs. Tumbles it up to the wing. Bouncing ball. Richards is there. Going with him, Erasmus. Erasmus bounces it to himself. Gets rid of it to Chapman. Dockers ball on the wing. Handball away to Warner. Back to Chapman. To Frederick. He uses his wheels, gets around a couple, dangerous kick, a good kick for Bolton in the corridor.
And they're open on the far side of the ground, into the middle of the ground for Banfield. Thought about the hand pass around the back to Clark. There's West Cannon into him. Banfield didn't give the hand pass. Kicks towards Voss. In front, Kennedy can't take the mark. Pat Voss onto it, braced off Richards. Kennedy laid a tackle but stripped him in the end of the ball. Spills away a Liberatore. Hand pass to Richards, back to Libba. He rode the tackle of Fredericks as the hand pass to Liberatore, the kick up the wing. Pierce will get there first in front of Darcy. Hand pass over the top to Warner, around the boundary line with a hand pass to Erasmus. Out in front of Bolton, who shows a clean set of heels. One way then the other, draws an opponent. Hand pass to Murphy Reid, chips it down low into the pocket. Bouncing ball for Amos, who can't gather. Knocks it on to Brayshaw, to Frederick. Hand pass to Jackson, tackled by Lobb. Ball spills clear. Umpire waves play on. Bustlinger trying to get a clearing kick out towards the boundary. Shea Bolton gathers, left forward pocket, one way, then the other. Dancing around Bailey Williams, centering ball over the back. Jackson, 1-2, can't grab it. Clear his hand pass to Johannison. They're still not out of trouble yet. And now Garcia just bangs it out.
Right onto the chest of Chapman, who marks on 50 and dabs it to Banfield.
Gee, take a breath, boys. That was a hot call, wasn't it? The ball was zinging here and zinging there and banging here and banging there.
Well, Bustlinger picked it up and just stopped. He thought, that's holding the ball. So umpire blow your whistle, champ, and figured out that, hang on, no, he hasn't blown his whistle. Better play on here.
That kick there by, I think it was Garcia.
Yeah, terrible.
You can't do that. You've got to hit the boundary, Berkey. I know you'll probably get paid deliberate, but it's a better result from where the ball is right now.
Haley Banfield to try and make amends for his earlier error. This is offline and won't even score in the end.
That would have been on the full as well, Benny.
Yeah, Tim English marks it in front of the behind post. Goes short to Lobb, off to Bailey Williams. Kick up to the wing. Darcy works Pierce underneath it to Mark.
As they try and transition in the middle of the ground for Bontempelli. Takes the mark. Players streaming inside the forward 50. West 1-on-1 with Ryan. Kicks a high ball laterally. Out towards Davidson. Getting across Banfield. Great spoil. Supporting Wagner. Ball trickles out towards the boundary line. And a throw in at left half forward for the Bulldogs. 3-5-23 the Doggies. To the Dockers 2-1-13. 26 minutes gone. Opening quarter. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
The Western Bulldogs are so good at getting their hands free from a tackle. It looks like it's going to be Pink, maybe even holding the ball. They just get the elbows up and give it out.
Sandra from Altona says butterflies, but believe the Dogs can do it. Listening in on 0437 774 774.
I know it's a virtual elimination final. Gee whiz, it feels every bit like one at the moment, doesn't it?
It's just hot, isn't it? Every time someone picks up the ball, there's no time, there's no space. That's what finals are built on. Pressure, perceived pressure. Both teams are bringing that right now.
Throw in, 70 around from the Dogs attacking goal. Darcy wins it down. Liberatore steals it. Snaps into the pocket for the Dogs. Norton underneath it, might have been impeded. Umpire says no. Chapman on the last line, combining with Ryan. Ryan tackling Darcy. Now to play it goes. Left forward pocket for the Dogs. They lead it by 10 points. 27.5 into the first.
Alexis Alice listening in from Docklands. Let's go Dockers. Damien and Fremantle asks if the Dockers lose, is this Luke Jackson's last game for them? And Tony says enjoying the call with ABC Sport. English wins down the tap. Where the tackle is laid by Riley West, and there's no chance for Brayshaw to get a clearing hand pass. Not happy with the treatment. He gets up and pushes away Tom Liberatore.
Brayshaw just 3, Sarong just 2.
A couple of the key movers. As Darcy won down the tap, West taken high, trying to evade the tackler, and the umpire in the middle of the ground, about 30-40 metres away, has made the call. Riley West will have a shot on goal.
Liberatore has had 10 disposals, 2 clearances, 4 contested possessions. They're going to have to do something about little Libba.
And it was Andrew Brayshaw who got the treatment in the previous stoppage. He came in from the side. Clark's tackle as well was close to the shoulder. So I think it was actually Clark they paid the free kick against, but both could have been almost seen as high. And Riley West to kick the last goal of the match. A chance to try and double up in the opening quarter here. From 40 metres out, pretty much directly in front. The Bulldogs have some breathing space. The little Bulldog with his second goal. And the Doggies lead by 16 points. 4-5-29 to Fremantle 2-1-13. 29 minutes gone, opening term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Down to Lauren Borden on the boundary.
Andrew Brayshaw's just come off with a dislocated finger on his right hand, so you can see he's in a fair bit of pain. Both of the physios are just working to try and put it back into line at the moment, but it's basically at right angles as it sits at the moment.
He's turned into a really good player, Riley West, hasn't he? That's 39 goals for the season, plus the pressure that he brings as well. He's turned into one of the better small forwards in the competition.
Inside 50s, 19-8 in favour of the Bulldogs. So if you give Bulldogs 11 more inside 50s, you're probably lucky that you're only 16 points down.
38-21 contested possession as well, Berkey. Yep. That's the way the Western Bulldogs want the game, and they've got it on their terms at the minute.
And the Dockers desperately need Sarong and Brayshaw to get going. When Brayshaw's back from that finger, Darcy feeds it out to Hayden Young. High kick to full forward for the Dockers. O'Donnell goes up, punches it away. Wide of the behind post to throw in right forward pocket for the Dockers. Dogs lead it by 16, the last 3 goals in the game. It comes after they kick the first, the Dockers the next 2.
Fremantle, just 9 inside 50s, a chance to try and make the most of their limited entries. Darcy wins down the tap. Johanneson's tackled by Erasmus, and the umpire will ball it up. The Bulldogs are playing for their mascot Snoop Dogg on 0437 774 774. Darcy this time wins the tap against English. Shea Bolton on the move. Fraser lays the tackle. Ball spills clear. Fraser's now tackled by Darcy.
It actually is Caesar's last game. Their actual Bulldog. He's got a bit of arthritis. He's been such a good boy, but his time's up, unfortunately.
Darcy wins down the tap. Frederick on the move. Can't gather. Darcy tries to throw a boot at it. Can't clear the congestion. And Sean Darcy, of course, of the Fremantle variety. As Johannesson gets a hand pass away. Fraser high kick to half back. Oscar Baker in the pack. Spoiled down by Brennan Cox from behind. Banfield breaks away. Hand pass to the Dockers. Back to Clark inside 50. Sean Darcy had a big piece of it. Can't take the mark. Erasmus to the goal square. Jackson. As the siren sounds for quarter time. Bustling and made the spoil. And the Bulldogs defenders come in to support their third-year player. Jed Bustlinger with a big spoil there right on the quarter time siren. The Bulldogs lead at the first break by 16 points, 4-5-29. The Dockers 2-1-13. Win and you're in for September at your own cause here. Lose and you are cheering for the Bombers against the Gold Coast Suns on Wednesday night. For the Western Bulldogs, 2 goals to Riley West, Croft and Norton the goal scorers. For the Western Bulldogs, well, for the Fremantle Dockers, Shea Bolton and Jai Amos are their goal kickers. Earlier today, it was the Giants who defeated the Saints in a thriller, 15-14, 104 to St Kilda 14-9, 93. The Giants booted 5-7 in the final term to St Kilda's 4-1. The Saints took the lead with 3 goals on the bounce in the final term and led by 10 points at one stage before the Giants booted the next 3. And Toby Green, with some sort of heroic effort in the final term, going back with the flight and taking a courageous mark in the last minute, ensured that his Giants will feature in a home final. Let us know where you're listening and how you're taking in the coverage this afternoon. 0437 774 774. Are you a Docker or are you a doggy this afternoon? It's the Sunday Footy on ABC Sport.
Ben Cameron and Corbin Middlemash from ABC Sport here.
Alongside Paul Roos, Brett Delidio and Poppy Penny, we bring you all the latest AFL news from both on and off the field on the ABC AFL Daily podcast.
You can hear it all on the ABC Listen app.
Up to steady and pull the trigger!
Get ABC AFL Daily Podcast. It's your daily footy conversation. Find it on the ABC Listen app. This is the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport.
Wagner alongside Bontempelli for this stoppage as the kick up towards the wing. Great one-handed mark from Sam Darcy. Hand pass away to Kennedy inside 50. Norton in a 2-on-1. It gets to the back. Norton goes off the end and volleys through the first goal of the match.
When they met earlier in the year, Darcy wasn't there. He wins the tap down here to Hayden Young. Driving ball to full forward. Going up, Jackson very nearly takes the mark. Ball just free. Sugar Shea Bolton. Oh, that's so sweet. From the pocket. Right forward pocket. Hard against the boundary line. He snaps it through. Here's Young bursting out of the stoppage for the Dockers. Feeds the handball to O'Meara. He shorts it to the leading Amos. And he's got it 45 out directly in front. A burst of Hayden Young. The straw that stirs the drink for the Dockers. Here's Amos from outside 50. And his first. And the Dockers' first lead of the afternoon.
Liberatore draws an opponent. Now past to Norton. At the top of the 50. Long to Croft. Juggles the mark. Alex Pearce couldn't get back. And this young Bulldog is providing a few headaches for the Dockers defenders.
He looks like a player, doesn't he?
The Western Bulldogs have been patient with him. Croft to return the Bulldogs to the lead from 15 metres out. He puts through his first of the afternoon and the third of his career. Spills out the way of the Western Bulldogs. Liberatore through traffic, so clean to Belly to Richards. Great centering ball. Looking for West.
Wow.
Who hugs it to his chest.
If he meant that, that was phenomenal.
Wow.
Slightly left of centre. The Bulldogs looking to take some of these chances from 45 metres out. West's kick is good. And he raises his finger and roars in celebration.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the AFL.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
Quarter time from Docklands, the final Sunday of the home and away season. Win and you're in for the Western Bulldogs and Fremantle. And it's the Dogs who lead by 16 points at quarter time. 4-5-29 to Fremantle 2-1-13. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron calling the action. Lauren Borden down on the boundary. The thoughts of our experts, Hall of Famers, Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke.
Well, 19-10 inside 50s, Berkey. The Western Bulldogs were peppering them early. You did mention their method to go inside forward 50. There was a little bit of a wastage there, wasn't it? Because they kept going long and high and just expected one of their bigs to take a mark. It wasn't until they put a little bit of speed on the ball that they could drop their eyes and find a couple of spare players. Riley West was sensational with his pressure and kicking 2 goals as well. But I'm super impressed, Berkey, the way the Western Bulldogs can break tackles. It looks like they're going to get pinged for holding the ball. Their arms just come up. They get it from inside to outside better than any team in the competition. They get the game on their terms. I think the contested possession already 39 to 24 in the Western Bulldogs' way. That's the way they want to play. Now, the Fremantle Dockers, they only had 10 inside 50s, but when they did go in, their 2 goals that they scored, they put speed on the ball as well. They dropped their eyes to a miss, I think it was, for one of them, got the ball out the back to Tracy for the other one. So when the Dockers can get a little bit of time and space, put a little bit of energy, bit of speed onto the ball, their forwards can go to work, and the Western Bulldogs defenders are scrambling back to goal, and that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at it's an underrated stat, but ground ball gets, so when the ball's just bumbling around on the ground, who gets there first? And the Western Bulldogs are winning that 28-18. And as you called it, Boomer, they're so good at being structured around that bouncing ball on the ground. They get one guy going in really hard, so contested footy 39-24. They're winning that contest, but then they always have those guys on the outside to just release the ball to. And initially, because it was really hot and the pressure was on, that kick inside 50 wasn't the best. They did manage to lock it in there, which is a good sign. We saw Garcia have 2 shots at goal. He's got 2 behinds. Riley West, 2 goals. Really good play by the small players. But if Freo can't start winning that ground ball and get the ball going their way, because they're not a great team actually taking the ball from their back line all the way to their forward line. They need to turn the ball over in the middle of the ground. So I'm going to keep an eye on those ground ball gets and see whether Freo can improve.
And Liberatore's been the catalyst for the Western Bulldogs in that area.
Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke, your experts. Bulldogs by 16 points. Second quarter underway. English wins down the tap. Sarong can't gather. Liberatore gets a shoveling hand pass forward. Erasmus under pressure for the Dockers. Back to Banfield to Chapman. Quick hand pass to Shea Bolton. He shows a flash of speed from half back. Runs away from Liberatore. Up towards half forward. Sean Darcy caught behind. And a quick mark taken by O'Donnell in front position. So Andrew Brayshaw out there after dislocating that finger, as Lauren Borden told you in the opening quarter. So Donald out to Cleary at right half back and back to Bailey Dale on the defensive 50.
They're just 5 possessions between Brayshaw and Sarong. That's not enough.
Dogs looking to switch. Dale goes back to Lobb, who moves it out to Jason Johannesson. Drafted out of East Fremantle. He kicks to Richards on the wing.
Who ran 95 metres to get that football. Absolutely spread with speed.
Switch complete. The Dockers grid defence moves across, kicks up towards Norton. Can't mark. Dockers come up with it. Jackson away to Erasmus. He coughs it up. Darcy takes it for the Dogs. Handball to Kennedy. Worried out of it. Jackson goes in for the Dockers. Back flank. Handball to Pearce. Nowhere to go. All upcoming. Warren Borden on the boundary.
Just note at the end of that first term, Freo's score would have read 2-1. It's actually gone to 2-2 at quarter time. That ball that stopped in the goal square ended up going through for a behind. So if this game gets close, it did push through for a behind late at the very end of that first term after the siren.
Wow.
Okay, yeah,
Wow.
so we're not getting that on the TV screen or on our champion data, so that's one certainly to keep an eye on. 2-2-14, the Dockers, to 4-5-29, the Western Bulldogs. Jackson does the rucking and the roving. Hand pass inboard to Chapman, links up with Shea Bolton to the run of O'Meara, through half back, kicks looking for Frederick, clears him. At the very back, Johannesson regathers for the Bulldogs. Centre and kick, finds Oscar Baker. The Bulldogs leading by 15 points as Baker kicks it out wide and Lobb takes the mark at left half back. Rory Lobb has the job on Josh Tracy this afternoon. O'Donnell's been playing on Voss, bustling up on Jai Amos at the key matchups inside the Dockers forward 50. Lobb's long kick, looking for Sam Darcy. Can't take the mark. Spoiled from behind by Alex Pearce. It runs towards the boundary line. Baker got a little shove from Brayshaw. And amongst the AFL boundary interchange, Stewart took out the white plastic chair as well, and the umpire says throw it in.
Those chairs can fold. I've seen a lot of people go down on Christmas parties and all sorts around those little white chairs.
Cheerio to so many of our listeners listening, of course, on ABC Local Radio, ABC Sport Digital, and via the ABC Listen app.
Jackson taps it down for Bolton. Fremantle ball. Away to Brayshaw. Short kick. Tracy leading up. 2 kicks from home. Bulldogs leading by 16 points. Last 3 goals of the game. You can make that 15 points if you had on that behind. Bone of contention. Kick into the pocket. Off the hands of Darcy. Amos Rose turns it over. He was looking for Frederick and could only find Bontempelli at fullback.
Take responsibility. That's it. You're a left footer. Go back, snap it around your body exactly like you would if it was a set shot. Needed to kick that goal.
The Western Bulldogs captain moves it to the back pocket by foot, finds Bramble. He marks in the right back pocket. So the Bulldogs by 15 points. With that behind being registered after the quarter time siren. Big kick up the wing. Croft flew in the pack, can't take the mark. Free kick for a hold. And it's going the way of the Fremantle Dockers. Luke Jackson is going to take it in that marking contest. Jackson's eyes dart into the corridor. There's nothing really on offer, so he waits for the players to push from behind. Ryan's one of them, who runs the left half forward. And then can chip a pass out in front of O'Meara. He marks it. Left half forward. Still 2 good kicks out from goal. With Sean Darcy and Josh Tracy in the goal square. Sends it in that direction. Tracy from behind rises. Can't take the mark. Bontempelli knocks it down towards the boundary line. Straight into the hands of Dale. Under pressure, a high kick up towards half-back. Sam Darcy presents. Can't take the mark. Ryan's hand pass inboard to Sarong. Hand pass away to Chapman. Dribbles a kick inside 50 for the Dockers, but only as far as Ed Richards. He gathers and runs out of defence. Hand pass to Bailey Williams. Kicks up the wing for Bontempelli once more.
So the Dogs down the city wing. Bontempelli just holds it up for the time being. Interesting to note, they've just flicked over that behind on the official scoreboard of champion data as Bontempelli kicks up to half forward. Norton can't mark. Soccers it inside 50 for the Dogs. Erasmus back there. Picks it up for the men in purple. Gives it off to Cox. Stands up in a tackle. Away to Clark. Breaks the arc of defensive 50. Long kick up to the wing. Switkowski marks. Gives it off to a teammate running by Murphy Reid. Loops the handball. Amos going inside 50. Bouncing ball. Darcy to Amos. Dribbles it on goal. A wonderful team goal. Down the city wing from the Dockers. And dead-eye drive from the pocket. It's back to 9 points. He's got a couple. 4-5-29 plays 3-2, 25 minutes into the second. Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke.
Well, full transition there. Western Bulldogs didn't look like touching the football. Again, speed on ball, Berkey. That was from an Aaron Norton kick along the ground, picked up by the Fremantle player. It would only have to be 25, 30 metres out from the Western Bulldogs goal. Transition, handball. Murphy thought he might have stuffed that up with the little handball over the top to a miss. But, dude, that was a great finish, wasn't it?
Great finish. I think if Rory Lobb had his time again, he'd take that ball with him.
Yes. He pressed well.
He did.
He pressed well and he impacted. He just didn't take the football.
Jaimas, who managed just a behind in the last 2 games, so his confidence high with 2 goals already. Shea Bolton got the tap down from Luke Jackson. Hand pass away to Sarong, inside 50. Frederick rises from in front position against Dale. Can't take the mark, he gathers it. He's pinned to the turf by Bramble, and the umpire will ball it up 45 metres out, maybe 48 metres out from the Dockers goal. Bulldogs lead cut back to 9 points with the opening goal of that second quarter. Sean Darcy wins down the tap against English, spills inside 50 for the Dockers. Kennedy, hand pass to Dale, fend off the tackle, under pressure, Wagner can't take it. Bramble under enormous pressure, trying to knock it clear, charging through Srukowski. He's tackled and brought down. Liberatore down low for the Bulldogs. Bontempelli gives it off to Bramble, kicks off the outside of the boot. O'Meara back with the flight, takes the mark. He's 55 metres out from home.
Dockers just enjoying a little bit of momentum at the moment. O'Meara sets it up for the run and jump of Jackson. English comes back, doesn't take the mark. Bramble arrives. Dogs at fullback to O'Donnell. Johannesson. English, Buslinger. Rushing a kick beyond the defensive arc. Pearce comes through for the Dockers. Scoops up the footy. Now he's a little bereft. He has to feed the handball. It sits up for Banfield in the pocket. Centering ball. Looking for Jackson again. He squeezes it. 15 out directly in front.
It's a forward pressure from the Fremantle side. Bulldogs have taken the ball out 3 times in a row, but it's just seen a bomb hack kick out. It's come straight back in, and that's purely because of the pressure. And if it's way to numbers this game. If you get 4 inside 50s in a row, a Bulldogs defender is going to drop off, and you'll get an easy shot for goal like this one is.
Spent the week in Melbourne. He trots in, pokes it through, and here come the purple. Action Jackson slides it through, a kiss of the black armband for his partner's family, and it is cut back to 3 points. 4-5-29 plays 4-2-26, 8 minutes into the second. Nathan Burke, the Australian Football Hall of Famer, and the game's record holder for now, Brent Harvey.
Good, Benny, I love that.
You don't really, though, do you?
Becky, you're right. No, not really, Benny. You're right, because it's a repeat inside 50. They're setting up really, really well outside 50. 3 times now the Western Bulldogs have been under pressure on the back of Fremantle's forward pressure. The ball goes out. I think it was O'Meara, marks it twice, brings it straight back in, and the percentages say that you're going to score from it. In that was a great mark by Jackson, who slipped Rory Lobb, and you get a really good set shot from goal from, 20 metres out directly in front.
Clean pick up from Alex Pearce, the captain, as well against Sam Darcy. Bounce will be recalled as it sprays out to the right-hand side. Bulldogs lead cut back to 3 points after they got out by 16 points just ahead of quarter time. Back in the middle, Sean Darcy wins down the tap. Sarong goes to work inside 50. Shea Bolton in front, reels in the mark against Johannesson. Directly in front, 45 metres out from goal, and the Dockers are starting to win some big moments.
He had no right to mark that one. Johannesson was in a far better position. He didn't want him hands in the back. He's admonishing himself, going, I should have used my body, he should have pushed. No, mate, she just jumped up and punched it. You don't have to mark the ball every time it comes in. You can just punch the footy. So, Johannesson, bad decision there.
Shea Bolton with 1 goal already. The Dockers brought him here to try and put some finishing touches on. Bolton from directly in front to put the Dockers back in front. It's out to the right. And a minor score. A 2-point lead the way of the Western Bulldogs.
Just some numbers for the quarter. It's only been going for 7 or 8 minutes, but 5-1 clearances. 2-8 inside 50s. Started really well this quarter, the Fremantle Dockers.
Bailey Dale with the kick in. A pinpoint pass away to Johannesson, who moves it on to Bailey Williams. Still on the back flank, the Dogs. Williams sinks his slipper into it up to the wing, and Norton reaches over them to mark. Just forward of the logo, city side of Docklands.
I would have liked to return it gone then, because now he's got 30 players in front of him.
Goes short to Fraser. 2 kicks from home, runs around the man on the mark. Looks long inside 50, kicks towards English. Best position, doesn't mark. West Roads gets rid of it to Baker. Zips into the pocket, left foot snap, hits the post. Rams it into the near goal post.
I thought Riley West probably could have had a shot there and not dished that one off. He was probably in a better position to have that shot on goal.
Dogs by 3 points, 10.5 into the second.
Well, it's just their 3rd inside 50, the Bulldogs, for the second quarter. Fremantle have had 8. As Ryan with a long clearing kick up towards Jackson and Sean Darcy. Clears to the back of the pack. Murphy Reid in those bright pink boots. Gets the hand pass away. And the kick from Wagner is too wide and out of bounds on the full, looking for Amos. Bustling to take the free kick for the Bulldogs. They lead by 3 points. Backledge and Ben Cameron call the action. We're on board and down the boundary. Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke, our 2 Australian Football Hall of Fame members in the back row for you this afternoon. 0437 774 774 is the SMS number. Bramble up the wing. Cross rises uncontested. Takes the mark in front of Clark. Feeds the hand pass to Bontempelli. The captain in the pocket. Norton back to the flight. What a great hit.
Well, that's why you give him the football. Yeah. That is why you give certain players the football. You give that to Bontempelli. He takes another 4 steps than Croft probably would have. And he's just popped that ball for Norton to run onto. It's centimetre perfect, isn't it?
Dropped it in a bucket, didn't he?
It was perfect. I'm a firm believer you do give the ball to people that run past that has got great decision making and great skill execution.
Aaron Norton has one already. Deep in the left forward pocket, opens up the angle, curls it with the right boot. It's left hand side all the way. And a minus score the Bulldogs by 4 points. So Aaron Norton kicked 19 goals in the first 12 games. Has kicked 40 goals in the last 11 since the return of Sam Darcy.
You name him in the All-Australian side, you need to put Darcy next to him, don't you? So Corbin Middlemass said on the ABC AFL Daily Pod. Ryan with the long kick in, up towards Tracy, bustling as spoils it down. Tracy picks it up for the Dockers. Handball to Switkowski. Ball in dispute on the wing. Dockers ball, Wagner runs away with it. Kicks it into Tracy, 2 metres away. He comes up with it, looks to the pocket. Amos stretching, marking just in the field of play, right forward pocket. Maybe not. Depends whether you've got purple or red, white and blue eyes.
That was very close. I wouldn't have liked to be the boundary umpire. No, that's it.
Yep, good call.
Very good call.
Jai Amos, as we've mentioned, goalless in his last 2. Already has 2 goals today. Right side for a left footer.
Wow.
Curls it through beautifully. Have yourself a day, Jai. Swings the lead with that goal. Fremantle in front by 2. 5-3-33 plays 4-7-31. They've kicked 3 goals unanswered in the second, which has been their worst quarter all year.
Berkey, clearances 5-1 Fremantle's way. Contested possessions 11-17. Inside 50s 4-9. But more importantly, 3 goals a zip in his quarter. It's been a fantastic start. Centre bounce clearances 3 zip as well. So he kicked the goal, the ball goes back to the centre bounce. They've been on top of them in this area. Hopefully they can continue it. Gee, it looks like it's a good game, doesn't it?
It does. It's the pace of the forward line is really troubling the Bulldogs at the moment. When they get that free ball through the middle, they're getting 2-3 metres on their Bulldogs defenders every time.
Third lead change to the match as Fremantle work their way back to the front. Jackson wins down the tap against English in the middle of the ground. Bontempelli goes racing after it. Hand pass to Bailey Dale at half-back. Kicks out towards Davidson, trying to fend off Wagner and reels in the mark.
That was great grab, great body work. Knew exactly where the forward ball was going to be and held well Wagner out.
He's out of the side for the Brisbane Lions, lost in round 19. Back for his second game in recent weeks. Kicks to Fraser at half forward. He plays on, away from Young. Little chip kick too low in the end for Croft. Hand pass chopped off almost by Brennan Cox. It spills out. Fraser's hand pass into the pocket. Little fend on Bamfield as he sees him out of play and a throw in the left forward pocket for the Western Bulldogs. The Fremantle Dockers by 2 points. 14 minutes gone, second quarter. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Forward 50 stoppage for the Dogs. English to the front. Jackson gets around him. Nearly takes it out of the ruck. Bontempelli coming through. Jackson picks it up. Tackled by English and Bontempelli. Another ball up.
Both umpires run in. Don't know whose ball it is. Work it out, boys.
Now we assign the rucks. Up it goes. English palming it down. West coming through. Overruns the football. Young feeds it out. Sarong dribbles a kick. Brayshaw traps it. Dockers in their back pocket. Brayshaw coughs it up. Fraser comes in. He slaps it out to McNeil. This is tight, tough and contested. Jackson turning tackler. Another ball up. Virtually in the same spot. The Dockers by 2.
Is this what you expect from a final, Benny?
Yep.
It is September come early as English wins down the tap against Jackson. Spinning through traffic. Hand pass to West. from McNeil. The umpire circles and will pay holding the ball.
I must admit, I didn't play in many, so I'll ask you too. Is this what a final's usually like?
It's always hot, and this game has been very hot. There's little patches of this game where there's 6 and 7 minutes of burst, and feels like there's hundreds of tackles.
Umpire Dean Riley West wasn't making enough intent to knock it out. Bailey Banfield takes the free kick. Kicks the Dockers up towards half-back. Cleary makes the spoil. And Murphy Reid, and it goes out of play. Fremantle by 2 points, 5-3-33 to the Bulldogs, 4-7-31. So many of our listeners coming through on the SMS. Cheerio to Rebecca in Perth. Freo fan feeling a little sick, hoping the Dockers can lift my spirits.
Oh, Darcy shoves Jackson out of the way, takes it out of the ruck. Dogs ball. Fraser to Kennedy. Likes the look of it. Tugs it left. On the run from 45. His eyes lit up. Not to be. He halves the Dockers' lead.
I'm not sure what Sam Darcy bench pressures, but he just seems to move everybody out of the way really easily. Just because you're tall doesn't mean you're strong, does it, Berkey? He must...
Long leverage of the long limbs.
He's gone into the ruck now. I think it's a good move. Just get him into the play. Wasn't doing anything up forward, so getting up around the footy.
Luke Ryan brings the Dockers back into play along to Jackson and Tracy. Can't take the mark. Murphy Reid front and centre, streaming forward. Hand pass to Sikowski. Back to Murphy Reid. He runs a long way. What a flash of speed as he kicks the goal inside 50.
Great goal.
The first year Docker lighting up this round 24 clash and showing every bit the credentials of a rising star.
Berkey on that panel? You on that panel, Berkey? No.
The Dockers by 7 points, 6-3-39 to the Bulldogs, 4-8-32. He and Swakowski worked it from half back all the way through the middle of the ground, and Murphy Reid finished from just inside 50.
I love watching that brand of football. Murphy Reid gets the ball, gives it off, gets it back, breaks off a line, and still has the polish to finish going at his high-end speed. That's a great attribute to have.
He took it upon himself. Sorry, Benny.
He's 2 goal assists away from being the first ever player in their debut year to have 25 goals and 25 goal assists.
Really?
He has numbers comparable to some of the very top end. It's been a remarkable debut season. Might not be enough for the rising star, but Freo have certainly found one. O'Meara soccers it out to the wing. Coming in off the wing, Erasmus. He's tackled quickly.
Who beats him, Benny?
Yeah, that's holding the ball.
Benny, who beats him in the Rising Star?
I don't know.
Come back to you.
Well, Levi Ashcroft's had a heck of a year as well. I think Murphy Reid, you can make a case for him, but Dan Curtin seems the hyped player, doesn't he? As Darcy dribbles a kick forward, Baker's onto it. He coughs it up. The Dockers are there through Clark. Away to Swakowski. Swakowski kicks around the wing. The Dockers up to half forward. Amos can't take the mark. Bustlinger at ground level. Amos tackles him again. The 2 East Perth products going at it, holding the ball.
Oh, great pressure.
Amos free kick half forward for the Dockers.
He looks into the pocket. Voss is on the lead. It won't get to him. And Jason Johannesson takes the intercepting mark. He'll chip it over the top. Bustlinger's all on his own at left half back. So Murphy Reid, Dan Curtin, Levi Ashcroft, Archie Roberts, Harvey Langford, Connor O'Sullivan, Nate Caddy are the names at the top of the conversation around the rising star. I'm a bit with you, Boom. I think Murphy Reid's right at the very top of that.
It's going to be hard to beat with those numbers. And he's got polish. He finishes his work.
Kennedy turns it over for the Bulldogs, taken by Erasmus. Hand pass to Murphy Reid, right next to him in the end. Jordan Clark did well, spinning out of the tackle from Davidson. Kept it alive. Sukowski centering kick. Finds Shea Bolton.
Well, that was a great kick as well. We spoke about Ed Richards earlier. That was great vision. Great vision to bring the ball back in the middle of the ground.
And Bulldogs aren't able to extricate the ball with their hands like they did in that first quarter. Had get 2-3 players getting free at the moment. They're getting under just far too much pressure, and the Fremantle actually turning that footy over. And the Bulldogs really lost their game style completely at the moment.
Second leading possession getter for the Dockers so far. Shea Bolton with 11 disposals, 1 goal, 1. Looking to try and finish his work out to the right. Bolton gets close to the man on the mark from 50, sets flight. It's a good-looking kick. He puts through his second. And the Dockers all of a sudden have put it 4, make that 5 unanswered goals in this second quarter. Taking over under the roof of Docklands, having trailed by 15 points at quarter time. They now lead by 13 points. 7-3-45 the Dockers to the Bulldogs 4-8-32. Ahead of Berkey and Boomer Lauren Borden on the boundary.
They've just got a little concern on their bench, Fremantle, at the moment. Neil Erasmus came limping off, so it looks like he's got an ankle or a leg injury there. Well, Hayden Young was getting a lot of work done on his left groin, so the one that he came back from and why he's back into the side. He got a lot of work from the physio on that. He should be right to go on, but are getting plenty of attention there. So just a couple of little concerns for Freo on the bench as they're running hot on the scoreboard.
It's going to be an unfortunate footnote in history in some ways, Neil Erasmus. He's taken the pick before Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira.
I was wondering where that was going. Now I know. Well, the reason why, Berkey, is because the contested possessions.
Yep.
They got flogged in the first quarter of Fremantle Dockers, and now they're 4 up on the Western Bulldogs in this quarter.
And they're winning the ground ball gets as well.
5 unanswered goals for the Dockers after the Dogs kicked the last 3 of the opening term. Secondary ball up in the middle. Switkowski, strong tackle from Bontempelli. The captain trying to lift his team as he so often has. Dockers by 13 points. Out of the middle, Shea Bolton. Handball knocked down. Bontempelli wins it off to Richards. Thumps a kick inside 50. Shallow entry. Pearce gets there first. Knocks it away. Chapman spins out of trouble. Kicks the Dockers into the middle of the ground. Clean pick up. Switkowski sweeps it to Sarong. Sarong kicks deep. Voss is down there. Voss comes to the foot. He doesn't mark. Reid bursting through. Can't gather it. Second time he does. Now he sweeps a handball back. Bolton centre half forward for the Dockers. Darcy the ruckman off to Clark. Clark dumps it on the boot. High kick to full forward. Tracy in a 2-on-1. He spoils it down. Cleary for the Dogs. Last line off to Buslinger. He's wrapped up. This is hot footy. Fremantle by 13, 22 and a half into the second.
Sean Darcy, what are you doing? Give it back to Shea Bolton every day of the week.
Sean Darcy in English. English wins down the tap. Liberatore down low in the defensive goal square. Sean Darcy lays the tackle, spills out. Lob is wrapped up by Frederick. It's only 5 metres out from the Fremantle Dockers goal. They booted 5 goals to the Doggies, 2 behinds in this second quarter. English and Sean Darcy. Darcy trying to take it out of the ruck, protecting the space. Spills off his gut. Out towards Cleary, down low. Players appeal for holding the ball and the umpire will ball it up.
What did it spill off?
Right off the middle of his chest.
Doggies would normally handball their way out of that, but they've just got to take the tackle now and just get repeat ball ups. They cannot get their hands free.
Is that guts up?
Yeah, both rucks with hands on it. Spills out towards the pocket. Voss scrapping after it. Tracy goes in. This is so tight, so tough.
Oh, it's great for the Fremantle Dockers because they're set up super well behind the football. If the ball comes out, it looks like it's going to go straight back in. We know what happens with repeat 50s.
Dockers by 13 points. Darcy taps it down to Sarong. He loses it. Johannesson whacks a clearance. Darcy reaching for it. He was holding, I think. Free kick, Pearce. So Alex Pearce, the Dockers captain, with the free kick. Freo by 13.
Chance to head inside 50 for a 14th time in this quarter. The Bulldogs 7. Ryan Long kick inside 50. Sean Darcy there. Can't take the mark. Voss fends off the tackle and puts through the goal. Pat Voss streaming towards goal. Puts through his first of the afternoon. They're unstoppable, Fremantle, at the moment. 6 goals to none in this second quarter. And they lead by 19 points. The biggest lead of the match so far. The Doggies led by 16 points just ahead of quarter time. But the Dockers have taken control from that point onwards. 8-3-51. To the Bulldogs, 4-8-32. Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke, your experts on ABC Sport.
We've got lots of stats in front of us, Boomer, but there's no stat for just actual intensity and just pushing hard on the contest, getting extra numbers in the contest, just barreling your body into the opposition players time and time again. We can pick up, contested possessions, and we can pick up loose ball gets and that sort of stuff, but the intensity from Fremantle, every time they go at the footy, whether it's a spoil, a tackle, just bumping the ball, keeping it alive, that is higher than the Western Bulldogs at the moment.
Something the Western Bulldogs have been really disappointed with. 14 inside 50s for Fremantle, 6 goals this quarter.
Darcy taps it down. Young gives it off to Brayshaw. Sarong. It's a purple wave out of the middle and a bullet to the prancing pony. He was prancing out at full forward, full-chested, and he marks 30 out directly in front.
Am I right in saying that Essendon let Voss go?
Yes.
They did. After, I think, he won their goal kicking in the VFL.
Yep, rookie with the Bombers from 22 to 23.
Wow.
Patrick Voss directly in front, 35 out. He sprays it right.
That's maybe why, Berkey, you're right.
Would have kicked back-to-back goals.
You know what he does? He plays tough. He plays rough. I was watching him earlier on today, and English was going for the football, and he was hitting him and had to get warned by the umpire 2 or 3 times. Big key forward. You're allowed to do that.
Dale brings the Dogs back into play to Bontempelli. All of a sudden, the Bulldogs need a calm hand. The Bulldogs skipper up towards Norton and Sam Darcy. Can't take the mark. Spills to the back. West brought down by Banfield. Spills out. Sarong cleverly slaps it forward. Only as far as Bontempelli, though. Hand pass to West. Tackled by Banfield. Spills out. Bont goes to work once more. To Liberatore. Hand pass Miss Fraser. Taken by Amos. Fends off the tackle. And his hand pass goes straight out of play. And the umpire says, throw it in. Cheerio to Stephen, who's listening to us from Denver on the ABC Listen app. Thank you, my 2 Dockers sons who are watching here at Docklands. Also a cheerio to Dan, who is listening to us from Scotland, getting us loud and clear on the ABC Listen app.
Darcy palming it down, half forward here for the Dockers. Brayshaw ripped off it. Richards comes away with the footy, kicks up to half forward for the Dogs. Punched away for the Dockers. Clark stands up in a tackle, gets the handball away. Prof picks it up for the Dogs. Handball back into the rubble. Richards tackled by Young. And a ball up on the logo. Freo by 20 points. 6 goals to zip in this term. Sorry, Bert.
Sorry, mate. Pierce has been amazing. No marks for Sam Darcy this quarter.
Darcy taps it down. Richards gang tackled by a couple of Dockers. Nowhere to go.
Hands on the football. Bolton 7 touches this quarter. Sarong 7 touches this quarter. Clark 5. Their good players are starting to get involved now.
JB's a Dockers fan in Elwood. Can't watch, listen to the radio in the garden. Sarong, hand pass away to the run of Chapman. Kicks looking for Tracy. Leaning back, takes the mark against Rory Long.
Well, here, every single player from Fremantle have put their hands up and pressed down towards the ground to say, slow it down. You've got this in you. You'll be kicking from about 53 out, but he has got a big leg on him.
And this has always been the Western Bulldogs' nightmare scenario. What happens if they get repeat inside 50s against them? And Josh Tracy with a chance to make it a 7-goal quarter for the Fremantle Dockers with their season on the line. The big kahuna from outside 50. Not a bad effort. Great finish. Fremantle are kicking them from everywhere. And Josh Tracy puts through his first of the afternoon. And the Dockers lead by 26 points. 7 goals to 3 behinds the way of the Dockers in this second quarter. After the Western Bulldogs led by 15 points at quarter time, the Dockers now a game-high lead of 26 points. We had 3 lead changes, but since the midway mark of the second quarter, the Dockers have put the foot down, 9-4-58 to the Bulldogs 4-8-32. Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke, your experts on ABC Sport.
Burkey, 7 goals to 9 scoring shots from their 16 inside 50s.
Yeah, killing them. And around the contest, it's 8-7 the clearances, 4-1 centre bounce clearances. But those 8, they're so clean now. They're chaining the ball out, getting a player free, and directing that ball inside 50.
Only the second time this year the Dockers have kicked 7 goals in a quarter. The Dogs out of the middle. Bontempelli, handball to Richards, misses him. Allows in Erasmus for Freo. Doing the silly salmon at the bottom of the pack. All upcoming, attacking edge of the square here for the Dogs. Up it goes, English, hooking it down, Liberatore. The extractor, can't extract it this time. And we'll do it again.
They've put so much speed on the ball this quarter, the Fremantle Dockers, and it's paid off in big dividends.
The other time the Dockers kicked 7 goals in the second quarter was against the Bulldogs earlier in the year. Sarong kicks up towards half forward. Buslinger tried to fend off one. Didn't see Switkowski, he's gone. And the Bulldogs are under immense pressure. Switkowski gets a hand pass forward. Erasmus at right half forward. Inside 50. Kick looking for Jackson. Trying to juggle the mark against O'Donnell. Can't hang on. Hand pass comes back for Johannesson. Dale steps over the boundary line. Under the pressure of Jai Amos, and a throw in the right forward pocket for the Dockers. Fremantle by 26 points. They were slow out of the blocks against the Brisbane Lions last week. Nervous, the tension high. They have exploded in this second quarter. Sean Darcy double-fisted towards the boundary line, looking for Hayden Young. It goes out of play and a throw in.
Crucial couple of minutes here. Cannot concede another one. If you are the Western Bulldogs, get your numbers back in there. Just hold the game up. Get to half-time. Regroup.
Umpire brings it back in. Darcy pulls it down. 4:50 stoppage here for the Dockers. Freo by 26.
Peter sitting outside of my caravan in Leeton listening. Go Doggies. Nervously tuning in. Cheerio to Gazza, who's listening to the call while travelling.
Darcy down for Bolton. Rushes his kick. Hits the wrong side of it. It tumbles out opposite pocket. I did see the one that suggested I was an Eagles fan and I didn't want Murphy Reid to win the Rising Star, which is incorrect on two fronts. Murphy would be my pick. Throwing coming left forward pocket. Darcy punches it down boundary side. Cleary scrapping after it there for the Dogs. Young slaps it out. Wagner trying to get a kick away. Ricochets off hands, nearly stays in. Another throw-in. Freo by 26 here. Closing in on half-time. 7 unanswered goals in this second term. What a Sunday of footy on ABC Sport.
If the Bulldogs win, they'd move to 15 wins. If the Dockers win, they'll move to 16 wins. And he'd be unlucky to miss out this season. Riley West clearing kick for the Bulldogs up towards half-back. Fraser beaten to it by Jordan Clark. Kicks around his body inside 50. Pat Voss in front. Sean Darcy and Josh Tracy in the pack. It spills out the way of Richards. Hard against the boundary. Now pass in more to Liberatore. The Dogs back up the wing. Croft came in. Can't take the mark though because Jordan Clark in front clings onto it. As the siren sounds for half-time, he'll kick a barrel. Will land about 40 metres short from 85 metres out. And what a quarter from the Fremantle Dockers with their season on the line. 7 goals to the Bulldogs held goalless. They managed just 3 behinds. And a quarter in which the Dockers had 19 inside 50s to 7. They had 90 disposals to 72. And they dominated the centre bounce clearances with 4-1 the Fremantle Dockers way. And they lead by 26 points at the main break. 9-4-58 to the Bulldogs 4-8-30. 6 individual goal kickers for the Fremantle Dockers, led by Jai Amos, who has 3. He booted 2 of those in the second quarter. 2 goals to Shea Bolton, while individual goals to Jackson, Voss and Tracy alongside Murphy Reid. Now for the Western Bulldogs, 2 goals to Riley West, individual goals to Croft and to Norton. Earlier today, it was the Giants who prevailed by 11 points over St Kilda. We'll bring you some reaction from that match where the team caught up with Tom Green post-game. 15-14, 104 to the Saints, 14-9-93. So for the moment, the Giants are in 4th spot, but pending other results, they'll most likely slip down to the bottom half of the top 8. The thoughts of Nathan Burke and Brent Harvey with the Dockers leading by 26 points here at Docklands.
What are you thinking, Berkey? This was a big quarter, wasn't it, from the Fremantle Dockers? 7 goals to 0. The biggest thing for me, they had 19 inside 50s and they kicked 7 goals to. That's 9 shots on goal. The Western Bulldogs were leaking. You called it really well. When the Fremantle Dockers put speed on the ball, they got the ball out the back, the Western Bulldogs defenders looked slow. Now, that's slow because they're trying to be proactive in their positioning, but when there's speed on the ball and you can get the ball over the top and the defenders running back to their own goal, it's a hard spot to be in. But they got beaten up everywhere. The centre bounce clearances were 1-4 Fremantle's way. The contested possessions for that quarter was 30-40. They flipped that on its head, the Fremantle Dockers, because in the first quarter, Berkey, the Western Bulldogs had the game on their terms. They would win the contested possessions. The ground ball gets, as you were saying, then they'll get their hand free and get the ball from inside to outside. Well, when you take that away from Liberatore, when you take that away from Marcus Bontempelli, you can beat them at the source and get the ball going your way. I thought they were fantastic. Sarong got into the game. Bolton got into the game. Clark got into the game.
I'd mention a few waffle teams.
So half-time here at Docklands. Fremantle by 26 points. Your thoughts on the SMS, 0437 774 774. Dan from East Perth, Eagles fan, but Dockers are my second team, and I'm cheering them on today. WA Solidarity. G'day, fellas. Loving the call as always at Marble Bar, WA, heading towards Woody Mine on my quad road train. So thanks, go the Mighty Hawks, waiting for their game later on this afternoon. Of course, Brisbane taking on Hawthorn in the Sunday night fixturing. Jeremy sent us a nice photo listening while drenching cattle in Riverina. Dogs under pressure. They certainly are. Listening from Sweden. So the ABC Listen app live and going right around the world. Feeling very worried for the Dogs. Make sure you let us know your name so we can acknowledge your contribution. 0437 774 774. Ben Cameron, a typical WA supporter, not a West Coast Eagles, don't want Murphy Reid to win the Rising Star. You're not against Murphy, are you?
That was the one that I referenced earlier. No, I'm not an Eagles fan, and Murphy Reid would be my pick to win the Rising Star. I just don't think he will win it. I think they'll go for Dan Curtin, which I think Dan Curtin's had an inferior year to Murphy Reid. He's come late, and he's sort of the spruiked player at the moment, but I think Murphy Reid's had the best year. It's been incredible what he's been able to do. And like I said, if he is the first player ever in their debut year to have 25 goals and 25 goal assists, I think that's a freakish year. And
what does he need? What does he need now?
He needs 2 goal assists today to go past that mark. So we did his first game down in Geelong in round 1.
Four goals in 7 minutes.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
Freo were hammered, and he had this little spark of life that was unbelievable. So I've been pretty hot on him since that point.
He's got 1 Murphy Reid so far today, as Ben made mention too. Loving the call. That's from Graham and Kerry, who are heading towards Forbes in New South Wales. Go Dogs. Stuart Mbanyol makes the point. Not sure if it's ever happened before as a team missing out on finals, having won 15 games in the home and away season. Fran in Melbourne wants to hear a bit of love for the Giants. We'll bring you some reaction from that game following their 11-point win earlier over the Saints. And tuning in on the Hume Highway is Matt Kennedy, the recruit of the year. Also wondering what's the highest percentage a team has finished the season with while missing the finals. Yeah, there'll be all sorts of possibilities we'll look for. Bailey Smith might be the recruit of the season for the Cats, having not played all last season. And Matt Kennedy has been a very handy pickup for the Western Bulldogs. Halftime here under the roof of Docklands. Fremantle by 26 points. Let's bring you the latest from the ABC Newsroom.
ABC News, I'm Thanmaya Navada. There have been massive pro-Palestinian marches across the country with tens of thousands of people in attendance. Joshua McIntosh reports from the Brisbane rally.
The Queensland Police Service says up to 10,000 people have joined the rally in Brisbane, much higher than an earlier estimate of 7,000. But the protest organisers say numbers have swollen to more than 50,000. The demonstration against the war in Gaza began at Queen's Gardens in Brisbane CBD at lunchtime, with the crowd spilling into the surrounding streets and closing nearby roads. Today's march comes just days after a Brisbane magistrate banned them from walking across the Story Bridge due to safety concerns.
In Canberra, about 2,000 people have taken to the streets, marching from the city centre to Parliament House. Greens MLA Laura Nuttall echoed calls from the crowd for the federal government to sanction Israel.
Israel has crossed far too many red lines since the very first one for any thinking, feeling person to not realise what they are doing is incredibly wrong.
Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers has confirmed a new road user charge under consideration will only apply to electric vehicles. The government has agreed to progress plans for a national tax on EV drivers, which will contribute to the cost of maintaining public roads. Petrol and diesel cars currently contribute via a fuel tax levy. Mr Chalmers says the new road user charge, to be designed in conjunction with the states, will apply to EVs only.
Our focus in road user charging is on electric vehicles. We're not trying to work out ways to double tax internal combustion engines.
A crime scene has been set up at a home in the New South Wales Blue Mountains, where 3 people have been found unresponsive. With the details, here's Victoria Pengilly.
Police say emergency crews were called to the property at Lura earlier this morning following reports of a concern for welfare. Officers found 2 men believed to be aged in their 40s with multiple stab wounds. They've been taken to hospital in a serious but stable condition. A woman believed to be aged in her 60s was also found unconscious at the scene and has been taken to hospital in a critical condition. It's understood the woman did not have any injuries but had attempted self-harm.
2 people have died following a collision involving a stolen car northwest of Melbourne today. Police saw the vehicle travelling at high speeds in Tulane Vale just before 10 a.m, and they say it was then involved in a head-on collision with another car. The drivers of both vehicles died at the scene, while the passenger in the stolen car was taken to hospital with minor injuries. Making news overseas, the Senate in the US state of Texas has approved a bill redrawing the state's electoral map to favour Republicans in next year's midterm congressional elections. The move has sparked an electoral arms race, with California lawmakers backing a plan to redraw that state's congressional maps to give Democrats an extra 5 seats. That bill will have to be approved by California voters in a special election. Meanwhile, the governor of California is continuing to attack and parody President Donald Trump. Gavin Newsom has called him a childish bully and used social media to mock Mr. Trump's typical posting style, including the use of AI-generated memes. He's also at pains to tell the rest of the world Donald Trump does not represent all Americans.
It's an extraordinary moment in world history, but I hope folks know that's not universal opinion in the United States of America. He does not represent, from my perspective, that majority. He represented the majority of people that turned out on the election day, but he is now singularly the most unpopular president in U.S. history. Objective truth.
And in sport, Wallaroos co-captain Emily Chancellor says she's pleased with the team's effort in their 73-0 victory over Samoa to open their campaign at the Women's Rugby World Cup in England. The Australians crossed for 11 tries to record their largest win in the tournament's history. The Wallaroos' next opponent will be the USA, who are coming off a 62-point loss to England. Chancellor says they can't underestimate the Americans.
They were physical. They presented very similar attack pictures to what we've seen throughout the year. So I think as long as we execute what our game plan is, we'll be in a good position. But they had some heart out there. They had some ticker, and I think we need to be ready for a pretty physical game again.
And you're up to date with the latest on ABC News this Sunday afternoon. For more news at any time, you can download the ABC Listen app.
Hello, Patrick Stack here. Do you like sport and good conversation? Then we've got a great podcast for you. One cracking story, in depth, every day, in under 15 minutes. It's called ABC Sport Daily, and you can find it on the ABC Listen app.
This is the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport.
Long kick up to the wing. Switkowski marks. Gives it off to a teammate running by Murphy-Reid. Loops the handball. Amos going inside 50. Bouncing ball. Darcy to Amos. Dribbles it on goal. A wonderful team goal. Down the city wing from the Dockers. And dead-eye drive from the pocket. Ball in dispute on the wing. Dockers ball. Wagner runs away with it. Hits it into Tracy 2 metres away. He comes up with it. Looks to the pocket. Amos stretching, marking just in the field of play. Right forward pocket. Already has 2 goals today. Right side for a left footer. Curls it through beautifully. Have yourself a day, John. Swings the lead with that goal.
Murphy-Reid front and centre, streaming forward. Hand pass to Switkowski, back to Murphy-Reid. He runs a long way. What a flash of speed as he kicks the goal inside 50.
Great goal.
The first-year Docker lighting up this round 24 clash and showing every bit the credentials of a rising star. Sarong, hand pass away to the run of Chapman. Kicks looking for Tracy. Leaning back, takes the mark against Rory Long. Josh Tracy with a chance to make it a 7-goal quarter for the Fremantle Dockers with their season on the line. Ravik Kahuna from outside 50. Not a bad effort. Great finish. Fremantle are kicking them from everywhere. Ryan Long kick inside 50. Sean Darcy there. Can't take the mark. Boss spins off the tackle and puts through the goal. Pat Boss streaming towards goal. Puts through his first of the afternoon. They're unstoppable, Fremantle, at the moment. 6 goals to none in this second quarter.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the AFL.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
A 7-goal second quarter for the Fremantle Dockers has them in the box seat and looking to book their place in September. The Doggies held goalless in that quarter. And it's the Fremantle Dockers who lead by 26 points at half-time. 9-4-58 to the Bulldogs, 4-8-32. The Bulldogs with a half to try and turn it around. Matt Klitsch and Ben Cameron calling the action. Lauren Borden's down on the boundary. Our Australian Football Hall of Fame members in the back row. The 300-game St Kilda champion Nathan Burke and the AFL VFL Games record holder Brent Harvey. 3 goals for Jai Amos, 2 goals for Riley West and 2 goals for Shea Bolton in the Fremantle Dockers. 26-point lead at half-time. Now, earlier it was the Giants who prevailed by 11 points over the Saints. It was an arm wrestle in the final term after St Kilda led by a point at half-time, a point at three-quarter time. There were 10 lead changes throughout the match. and the Saints took the lead in the final term by 10 points. The Giants came charging home, though. And how about this mark from the Giants captain, Toby Green, going back with the flight.
Still the Saints are alive. Giants up by 5 points, 32 minutes gone in the last.
Sinclair, long direct kick out down the corridor.
Oh
my God! With the back of the flight of the football.
That was huge.
Disregard for his own safety.
John O'Brien, wasn't it just running back?
John Brown, Nick Revolt, eat your heart out.
That was incredible, unbelievable. Words don't really do it justice. It was one of the best things I've seen on a football field, honestly. Obviously, we all know about the courage and everything like that to even commit to it, but actually hanging on to those marks is really hard, with the ball going away from you. So to actually even hang on is, special in and of itself. And then you had the fact, big moment, how courageous you need to be to do that sort of stuff. It was incredible.
So that was Daniel Garb, Brett Sprigg, Ty Kennelly, Jason Saddington with the call, and that was Tom Green, Toby Green's Giants teammate, with the reaction to that mark, and it was very similar to what Sam Darcy did only a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago, in the match against the Demons, and of course channeling the great Nick Revolt and Jonathan Brown going back with a flight and taking a mark with the game on the line. So the Giants prevail by 11 points. At the moment, they're in fourth spot on the AFL ladder, but the possibility is they'll slide down, with Brisbane and Hawthorn still to come from the Gabba. And we'll take you there at the completion of this match. So our commentary team, of course, Aaron Bryans alongside Michael Price, to bring you the coverage with Matty Primus and Jason Ackermanis and Zane Bojack on the boundary. 250 games for Charlie Cameron and 300 games for Dane Zorko. So a chance for a couple of milestones for the Brisbane Lions as they look to lock up a spot inside the top four. The Hawks looking to do likewise as well. Now, there is cricket on your radio, so it's a great chance to bring you so many sports on the ABC Listen app. We have the NRL, which is available on the ABC Listen app. Just click on the ABC Sport button. On the dedicated cricket button, Australia won the toss. They decided to bat first. South Africa have already claimed the one-day international series. They lead 2-1 in the 35th over. Travis Head has led the way, and here's how he brought up his century for Australia.
Travis Head on the back foot, pushes it away down towards long off, and Travis Head moves to his 7th ODI century. It's been an absolute exhibition, not just of power but of placement, of innings management. 100 off just 80 balls, 12 fours and 3 sixes. It's been brilliant.
Neil Manthorpe with the call there alongside Quentin Hull, Stuart Clark, Jason Gillespie. Coverage available on the ABC Listen app. Just click on the ABC Cricket button. There's a white cricket ball there. You can't miss it. Travis Head was eventually out, caught by Dewell Bravis on the bowling of Maharaj, out for 142 from 103 deliveries. It included 5 sixes and 17 fours. Mitch Marsh is closing in on his century. He's 96 from 102 deliveries. And Cam Green is with him at the crease on 6 from 4 deliveries. So South Africa lead the series 2-0. But the disappointing news as well has been Lance Morris, who was originally part of that squad for the white ball series. Unfortunately, Ben, we were talking before we came on air, a back injury for him and requiring surgery. So, disappointing for the next generation fast bowler.
Yeah, I was just trying to read up on that. I saw the press release come out and the explanation of the surgery. So I'll just make sure I get this right with the information we've received. But he's going to New Zealand for the surgery. So he'll undergo lumbar spine surgery, essentially. It's called pars stabilisation surgery with a surgeon in Christchurch, New Zealand. Now, I'm fairly sure that is the same surgery that Cameron Green and Jason Berendorf, I think Ben Dwarshuis as well as maybe Shane Bond many, many moons ago have undergone. And I have a feeling that is the surgery where they take some bone out of your hip and they pack it into the stress fracture and essentially use a wire to tie it all up and hope that the bone moulds together. So for a guy who bowls as quick as Lance Morris, that's not a great surgery.
27 years of age. The Western Australian obviously ruled out for the Ashes, but he is one of the bright sparks. Not many bowl as quick as he does alongside Mitchell Starc. So just repeating, coverage on the ABC Listen app. Australia 1 for 257 in the 36th over with Quentin Hull and Neil Manthorpe alongside Stuart Clark and Jason Gillespie. Coverage will continue, of course, after the footy, so you can toggle between the two on the ABC Listen app. In the NRL, the Melbourne Storm have defeated the Canterbury Bulldogs yesterday in today's matches. What am I looking at? Why am I getting yesterday's scores? Let me come back to that in just a couple of moments when I've got scores, but of course coverage available on the ABC Listen app. Just click on the ABC Sport button. So a chance to keep you across all the NRL action throughout the afternoon along the AFL as we head towards the end of the home and away season. So 27 minutes in, the Cowboys and the West Tigers locked at 10-all. After earlier it was a win for the Broncos over the Knights, 46 points to 12. Nathan Burke, Brent Harvey, players heading back into position. Luke Beveridge would have had a chance to address his players. They need to try and turn it around in the second half.
They absolutely do, because this could get ugly very, very quickly. This first 10 minutes here for Fremantle is absolutely huge. I think I'll be revving them up for a really good 10 minutes to put a goal or two on the board. But for Western Bulldogs, they need their big fellas to start doing something. Darcy, 2 marks, just the 2 kicks and a couple of handballs. Aaron Norton, again, 2 marks, just the 5 kicks. But they're losing it through the middle of the ground. First quarter, they dominated, got the ball inside 50, but kicked 4 goals 8. Really shot themselves in the foot. So it's this ball through the middle of the ground. Bulldogs had it first quarter. Fremantle had the better of it in the second quarter, getting the ball inside to an open 50. So again, this middle of the ground is going to be where the battle's won or lost.
It's a Bulldogs. It's a massive. Sorry, Benny. It's a massive quarter for the Bulldogs. This is season on the line stuff now. You can't let them kick 3 goals to 0 or anything like that this quarter, because the game will be done.
Will they give a yelp? At home, playing for their season, the Western Bulldogs. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. The Dockers by 26. Winning it down off a crooked bounce. English will do it again.
It landed in the circle. The Fremantle ruckman, Luke Jackson, just didn't run at the football.
It only went about 8 feet in the air though, Boomer. You and I could have reached that one.
That's okay.
English taps it down, second time around. Sarong hacks it out of the middle there for the Dockers, gathered by Johannesson. He'll kick up towards half forward. Chapman punches it away. Coming in, Brayshaw runs into a tackle. And a high free kick. It'll come back and go to the Docker.
Benny, I stand a whole 2 centimetres taller than you. Don't put me in your category, please.
We need to stand back to back, Boomer.
Just because you got buffy hair today doesn't mean nothing.
Brayshaw kicks laterally across the back flank. Out to Brennan Cox.
Amazingly, I think I'm the giant in this box.
Playing in the ruck today.
Yep, Lauren, you've got to stay downstairs, otherwise you might take the prize.
Andy Brayshaw in the middle of the ground gets the hand pass away to the run of Warner, drives it inside 50. Tracy, the target, and reels in the mark. Against Rory Lobb on this occasion. Just held him at bay and takes an impressive mark in the right forward pocket for the Fremantle Dockers.
Yeah, well called, Clinchy, and held him at bay is the right word, because held him there, protect the fall of the ball, knew where it was going to drop. That perfect, tall, big forward craft. Really, really good. Got to go back and finish this now.
Tracy has one already this afternoon. The Dockers looking to continue on where they left off in the second quarter. Josh Tracy, 35 metres out, comes in, fires on goal. 8 consecutive goals for the Dockers as Tracy puts through his second. It's a 32-point lead at the start of the third quarter, just 2 minutes in. 10-4-64 the Dockers to the Bulldogs, 4-8-32. The Bulldogs led by 15 points at quarter time, but it's been all purple since the quarter time break.
Nah, this is dire straits for the Western Bulldogs. That's 8 goals, 7 goals to 0 in the in the second quarter if you've just joined us. And they've just kicked the first at the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Unbelievable. 8 goals, Burke. I didn't see this coming after the first quarter.
No, I didn't see it coming at all, but they've just lifted their intensity. Was Riley Sanders injured or just out of the team?
Just dropped.
So they could do with an extra midfielder now rather than an extra small forward sitting on the bench.
Back in the middle. The bounce is perfect. Up go English and Jackson. English taps it down. Liberatore out of the middle. Right foot snap inside 50. West launching. No mark. O'Meara arrives. Cleans up for the Dockers. Cox in the back pocket. Gets rid of it. Away towards Warner. He's tackled to ground. And the umpire wants it. All up, 45 out from the attacking goal for the Dogs.
It's tough to get a mark inside the Western Bulldogs forward line. Just the Dockers defenders, they just stay so tight and they're tough and good old-fashioned defending.
Fremantle by 32. Liberatore extracting it. Out towards Garcia. O'Meara rolls him and we'll get another ball up. Left half forward for the Dogs.
All of a sudden things have started to get a bit more desperate for the Dogs. As Jackson wins down the tap against English. Liberatore races after it. Brayshaw got there first. Liberatore lays the tackle. Out pass back to O'Meara. At right half back, the Dockers around the city wing. Up with one arm. Fraser can't take the mark against Voss. Bustling is back onto it for the Bulldogs. Hand pass to Bailey Williams. Johannesson receives it through traffic. Kicks up to English. He marks it left half forward. He looks up. As Norton is the deepest forward. Croft there as well. Darcy now looks to lead. Sends it into the pocket in the direction of Richards. Can't take the mark against O'Meara. Spills out the way of Brennan Cox. Hand pass away. O'Meara hemmed in the back pocket. Sends it up the wing and Voss in front position. Takes the mark against English.
We had three tools. You had Croft, Darcy and Norton all running back to the goal square. Not one of them turned around and came at English and forced him to kick the ball to a one-on-one in the pocket.
Voss kicks around the wing in front. Jackson doesn't mark. Frederick going in, bustling her a little fumble. Up towards the wing, he overruns it again. Frederick of the Dockers picks it up for Voss. Sweeps a handball to Sarong. Forward to Jackson. Centre half forward. Off to Switkowski. Men on everywhere. Reads one of them. Flicks it out for Tracy. Full forward the Dockers. Tracy has to get rid of it. Good defence from the Dogs. West comes in, helps out. Clears with a left-footed kick.
Every Dog required to defend at the moment. Up towards English. Pumped off it. Won by Warner. Hand pass forward to Frederick into the pocket. Amos's kick lead is chopped off. And Riley West getting back takes the mark for the Western Bulldogs. Left back pocket.
Shows you how much they're under siege. You've got your small forward taking marks in your defensive goal square.
Only Doggy with multiple goals so far. Riley West kicks out towards half-back. No mark claimed as Sam Darcy's pumped out of the way. Pretty locked to Bailey Williams as he's tackled by Brayshaw and O'Meara. Fremantle by 32 points. They kick the opening goal of the third quarter inside 2 minutes.
Jackson palming it down boundary side. Richards able to track the footy. Dogs ball on their back flank. Richards bursting through them. Right foot kick, slews off the side of the boot. Darcy can't mark. Follows up at ground level. Jackson tackles him. Coughs it up. Loose footy half forward for the Dockers. Ramble there for the Dogs. Off to Bailey Dale, showing some candy. Now a clearing kick, but O'Meara's in best position. Bouncing ball. Out of play on the city wing. Dockers lead by 32. Nearly 6 minutes into this third term. 10-4 plays 4-8.
The next 7 minutes are crucial for the Western Bulldogs 2025 campaign. If they cannot hit the scoreboard, they will not win the game.
Hall of Famers Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke, your experts on ABC Sport. Jackson works his way to the front against English, takes it out of the ruck, tackle, dispossessed, no whistle. Bontempelli hand pass forward to Kennedy. He gets a hand pass back to Richards. Back over the top to the pond, tries to knock it on. Was he held by Brayshaw? He was. And the Dockers had 8-0 the free kicks in the second quarter, so the Dogs fans feeling like they've been on the rough end of a few. Bontempelli gets one here. At left half forward, inside 50. Croft sets himself against the pack. It's brought down by Pearce and Warner has it hugged to him in the tackle by Riley West. Left forward pocket for the Doggies.
All up at full forward for the Dogs. Up it goes. Darcy out of the ruck, jams it on the boot. Off target, out of play. Throw in right forward pocket for the Dogs. Matt Clinch, Ben Cameron, Nathan Burke, Brent Harvey, Lauren Borden bringing you the action. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Umpire flings it in. Jackson takes it out of the ruck. Handball knocked away by the Dogs. Goes back to Jackson. He gives it off to Bolton. Kicks into the middle. Voss. Bouncing ball sits up for him. He can put it out in front of Murphy Reid. He does so now. Reid streaming inside 50. Bouncing ball. It might sit for him. He gathers. He'll chip from the pocket. The impossible angle proves that. Out of bounds on the full. Dogs ball. Freo by 32. Lauren Borden.
Looking for a spark here, the Dogs, and Artie Jones is just warming up, so he'll be coming on for just his 4th game of the season, but he's getting ready and prepared to come on shortly.
Thanks, Lauren. Artie Jones and Nat Fyfe the subs this afternoon. As Lobb brings the Bulldogs back into play to Kennedy through the middle of the ground. English is the target. He takes the mark. Hand pass to Bontempelli. Has a vacant 50, so he takes a bounce. Can the Bont go from the centre square? He goes for home. It's online. How will the bounce? It bounces offline to the left. A minor score. He had players streaming inside the 50, but decided to go himself, and it misses to the left-hand side. A 31-point lead Fremantle's way at the 8-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
Dogs' first score since midway through the last term. Ryan taking the kick in. Amble's back into play. Long kick up to the wing. Jackson goes up, juggles the mark, doesn't take it. Johannesson's there to rove. His handball knocked down by Wagner. Returns tackler. And a ball up on the wing. Dockers by 31. Dogs' last goal, 29-minute mark of the first from Riley West. Darcy flicking it to the back for Young. Gets it on the boot. Dribbles it forward for the Dockers towards half forward. Reed and Bramble. Bramble paddles, parries. Sees it out. Throw in beneath us on the dockside wing. 9 minutes played in the 3rd.
Quite a few players like McNeil and Rory Lobb just not getting their hands on the ball. Frazier's only had the 5.
Nathan Burke with you on ABC Sport. From the throw in, English wins it down against Sean Darcy. Richards can't gather. Erasmus gets a hand pass out to Young. Sends the Dockers up towards the 50. Tracy wrestling with Lobb. Dale's fought his own teammate. Tracy tries to get a hand pass clear, but Davidson takes it back for the Bulldogs. Bangs it up the wing. Sam Darcy against Pearce, and Pearce works him underneath it. The Fremantle captain takes the mark.
Great body work. Great body work. Didn't let him jump, but still had the frame of mind to mark the football.
Bob Murphy was all over it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly was. The Dockers in all white this afternoon, the purple chevron. The Bulldogs in the red, white and blue as the kick up towards half forward. And English rises and takes the intercepting mark from the kick of Warner. Lauren Borton on the boundary.
Jed Buslinger is the one that's been taken off for the Western Bulldogs. He's at the back of the bench. Artie Jones about to come on for his first game since round 11.
It's going to be interesting to see who they throw back into the back line, because you're taking away a defender and bringing on a small forward.
Dogs chipping it around on their last line. Lobb just dinks a kick over the top to Kennedy. Still inside the defensive arc. He goes out really wide for Bailey Dale. He'll kick around the wing. A good kick for Davidson. There's a dart from Bailey Dale. Davidson comes infield. Away to Bramble. Dogs working it down the dockside wing. Bailey Dale can't quite pick it up. The half volley tumbles over. Kennedy plays tunnel ball. Dogs keep it moving to half forward. Now Richards out to Frazier. Baby Bont. He swings it on goal and finishes like the real deal. Boy, did they need that. Back to 25 points. 10-4-65 the Dockers. The Dogs 5-9-39, 11 into the 3rd. Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke are Hall of Famers.
Well, we called for a goal, Berkey. I said they had 7 minutes to kick at least 1 or 2, but they waited about 6 minutes, so they've just snuck in, but that keeps the door ajar slightly. Beautiful finish there. And again, speed on the ball, Berkey. I'm going to keep coming back to it, because every time they put speed on the ball, both teams look like scoring. Opposition defences are scrambling back towards goal. It's not rocket science. You can't kick to a contest every single time. Really good play by the Western Bulldogs there from their back half.
Joel Frazier with the Bulldogs' first goal since the 28-minute mark of the opening quarter. They led by 16 points at that stage. The Dockers have kicked 8 consecutive goals since that last goal. Margin back to 25 points. Back in the middle, English and Sean Darcy. English wins down the tap to Bontempelli. Sarong goes out to work, racing after him, trying to bump him off the footy. O'Meara gathers, hand pass to Sean Darcy, bangs it inside 50. It's over. Voss and Bailey Williams spills to O'Donnell. He's tackled by Jackson and locked up in the right forward pocket. So it looks like Bailey Williams is the player who's gone back to help the defenders.
Yeah, he's gone to the back line, and Oscar Baker has come up to the wing.
English taps it down. Frederick coming through. Sarong trying to slip the tackle. Gets it out to Frederick. Half forward for the Dockers. O'Meara sockles it on. It ricochets out. I just feel like the Dogs have just had a little bit of momentum the last 4, 5, 6 minutes. It is at half forward for the Dockers now, though.
Artie Jones into the action alongside half forward for the Western Bulldogs. Thrown back in. English in front position, wins down the tap against Sean Darcy. Davidson onto it, run into a dead end. Tackled by Sean Darcy and Sokowski, and the umpire will ball it up.
They have had a little bit more momentum, Benny, but they've only kicked one goal each this quarter, so they've got to hit the scoreboard, the Western Bulldogs, nearly every time they go in.
English reaches around. Sean Darcy wins down the tap. Got it to Garcia. Kicks up the wing for the Bulldogs. Croft in the pack. Brought it down. Norton tried to toe poke it forward. Ricochets off Banfield though. McNeil gets a hand pass to the Dogs. Back to Davidson. Kick is a turnover. Clark waiting for that kick. Intercepts for the Dockers across half back. Switches it. Risky across the ground. Tracy working back. Takes the mark for the Dockers.
They're at centre half back. Tracy continues the switch. Now to Chapman. Dockside wing. Fremantle by 25. Chapman shorts it for Wagner. You guys cross over, Boomer?
Corey Wagner?
Yep.
Yes, we did.
On a teammate of yours. Kicks around the dockside wing. Up to half forward. English goes up, hands to it, drops the mark. Darcy sweeps it forward. Switkowski for the Dockers. Off to Frederick. He steps a man. He'll kick for goal. Michael Frederick. Oh, Michelangelo. It's a work of art for the Dockers. They lead by 31. 14 minutes into the third. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Tim English is jogging off to the boundary line here now. I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about just dropping virtually an uncontested mark.
Yeah.
You can't drop those because it's just a one handball, two handballs, and a lovely finish by Frederick. He had a player around about 20 metres out for goal all by himself, but he took the responsibility and put it through. But you can't hand the other team goals by dropping marks.
That was a big drop mark, wasn't it? It was it was a goal in the end, but you're right about Frederick. Had a Fremantle player screaming for the football, so had to finish. The thing I'm not liking right now, and I'm certainly not bagging anything they're doing, but Bontempelli comes off with Richards together. Two of their best players come off the ground together. I think you need one of them still on right now.
Dockers immediately answer the challenge. Back in the middle of the ground. Liberatore gets it forward to Sam Darcy. Kicks inside 50. From behind, Croft chopped the arm of Chapman. Fremantle will get the free kick inside the defensive 50.
Yeah, Chapman just read the ball a little bit earlier. Young Croft only playing his second game. Just need to be on the balls of his feet and ready to go.
Brent Harvey alongside Nathan Burt, Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron calling the action. Lauren Borden down on the boundary. Out to Sean Darcy at right half back. Kicks up the wing. Tracy did get a shove. He was held in the eyes of the umpire. And will take the free kick at right half forward against Rory Law. Fremantle dominated with 19-7 inside 50s in the second quarter. They booted 7 goals to none. As Josh Tracy with 2 goals for the match into the pocket in the direction of Jai Amos. Can't take the mark. Cleary spinning through traffic. Amos lays the tackle. All up in the right forward pocket for the Dockers, leading by 31 points. Sunday footy on ABC Sport, 16 minutes gone.
Up it goes. Darcy spikes it away from the contest. Bouncing ball. Onto it. Erasmus. He'll go on the outside of the right boot and put through another. It is all purple. Out by 37. 12-4-76. Plays 5-9-39. The Bulldogs barely giving a yelp. 16 into the third. Nathan Burke, Brent Harvey.
Well, I'm looking at McNeil here because there's a ball up 30 metres out for goal. Darcy spikes the ball forward, which is never part of your game plan. In the back line, no one ever says to the ruck, just punch it out into space. So he's had a brain fade. McNeil allows a Docker player, Erasmus, to stand 15 metres goal side of him. He's just hoping for the ball to come his way. He picks it up, dodges around one player and kicks a lovely banana. So there's brain fades going on everywhere for the Western Bulldogs.
10 of their last 11 goals away of the Dockers, and they're out by 37 points. Sean Darcy wins down the tap in the middle of the ground against Sam Darcy. Bulldogs gather. Kennedy, hand pass to the runner Bramble. Kicks inside 50 in the direction of Norton, worked underneath. Alex Pearce brings it down to the front. Brennan Cox is caught underneath. And Warner is locked up by Aaron Norton, and the umpire will ball it up.
The Western Bulldogs didn't need to be in front at three-quarter time, but they had to cut the margin down by a fair bit, Burke, and it doesn't look like they're going to do that with 3-1 against them this quarter.
Even just for some belief, some energy. Sean Darcy wins down the tap, out to Artie Jones of the Bulldogs, though. Hand pass to Liberatore, who fires towards goal and misses to the left-hand side. to Bontempelli. Liberatore with shots on goal in this third quarter, haven't been able to capitalise. Dockers by 36 points. Lauren Borden on the boundary.
Bailey Dale's down in the rooms for the Western Bulldogs, so it looked like when he slipped a little bit earlier on as he was streaming to the inside 50, he might have hurt his wrist. Nat Fife's gone down as well. We know he goes down and does his warm-up down in the rooms throughout the third quarter, so he's down in there as the sub for Freo.
Ryan, a long kick in. Murphy Reid roves it. Gives it off to Sarong. Sweeping handball. Switkowski looking for Voss. O'Donnell spoils. Runs onto the footy. He's tackled by Reid, then Switkowski. Ball jars free. Johannesson takes it. Kicks the Dogs up to the wing. Banfield in from the side. Doesn't mark. Darcy buffeted off his kick. Ball hits the deck on the wing. Liberatore goes in. Ball spits out right as the umpire blows his whistle. Freo by 6 goals neat.
They're still having a crack at Western Bulldogs. They're going in, bodies on the line everywhere, but they just got to find a way of hitting the scoreboard.
16 disposals for Jordan Clark. For Caleb Sarong. Bulldogs through Oscar Baker, hemmed in against the boundary, centre wing, kicks up towards Crop, brought it down from behind against Ryan, got it to McNeil, looks up inside 50, kicks out and towards space, looking for Artie Jones to race after it. Norton puts a block on, he gets there first, Jones, sidesteps around Warner, opens up the angle, the sub into the game! Kicks the goal to bring the Bulldogs back to life and celebrates in accord. They needed that, the Doggies. A team lifter in the left forward pocket from Artie Jones. Luke Beveridge made the coach's call and brought him in to feature in this lineup, having played just 3 games previously for the season. He puts through his first goal of the year and just his 6th of his career in his 18th game, and the margin is back to 30 points the Dockers way. Can that get the Bulldogs going? 12-4-76 Fremantle to the Dogs 6-10-46. 19 minutes gone, third quarter on ABC Sport.
Oh, it's a huge call, isn't it, Boomer, to bring Artie in?
Yep, brilliant goal though.
First goal for the year for the young fella, but he certainly got a spark. And most importantly as well, it was McNeil, who just has not been sighted all day long. Got his hands on the footy. Kicked the ball out into space. You've got a bloke like Artie Jones running after it. That's not a bad thing to do. So they haven't been able to put back-to-back goals on since early in that first quarter. So need it now.
5 goals the Dockers lead. Jackson's tap, Richards ball. High kick to half forward for the Doggies. Up they go. Clark spoils it away. Garcia wins the footy. Bumps off Brayshaw. Off towards Bontempelli. High kick to full forward. Darcy slips through his fingers. Banfield gathers for the Dockers. Hooks it out of their defensive arc. Bramble and Switkowski. There's a whistle somewhere.
Bramble free. Hold the man.
Dogs ball and a bit of momentum at the moment.
Darcy needed to catch that one. Got 2 hands on it.
The Bulldogs fans have waited for a reason to get excited as Bramble kicks into the pocket. In the end, Sam Darcy didn't offer a lead. He was caught behind Alex Pearce, and Artie Jones didn't realise it was going his way, and Chapman was the only one, in fact it was Banfield, was the only one who was facing the direction of the kick and takes the intercepting mark. Bailey Banfield from the back pocket for the Dockers, up towards Tracy, who takes the mark against Rory Lobb.
Great body work, just fantastic. Getting Lobb out of the way very early in the piece and putting himself in prime position to mark that football.
He's too strong for Lobb at the minute.
Hasn't that been a good battle? 207 centimetres Rory Lobb against the smaller Josh Tracy, but maybe bigger in size at 195 centimetres. The Dockers work it inside 50. Unable to take it cleanly was Amos. Murphy Reid comes streaming through. Hand pass to Hayden Young. Hemmed in against the boundary. Long centering ball looking for Erasmus. It clears him in the end. Racing after it, Wagner. Bumped off it. Slapped it back towards Andy Brayshaw. Hand pass to Erasmus. Stripped of it in the tackle. Fraser takes it. The Bulldogs away.
Look out. Big bump from Clark on Kennedy. It spills the ball free. He centres it for the Dockers. Jackson can't mark. Back there, Garcia for the Dogs. Bailey Williams in trouble. Just gets rid of it. Richards goes back to Cleary. The Dogs under assault from the Dockers. And they'll clear through Bramble. Up towards the wing, but it's going to come back. Cox marks for the Dockers. Forward of the wing. Fremantle by 30.
Great pressure by Fremantle. Outstanding. Bulldogs had 3 players 2-3 times then, but just that extra number in, putting pressure on. And the Dogs look out on their feet a little bit. Yeah. No run.
And the Fremantle Dockers don't need to score a goal this quarter to win the game, so they should just take the sting out, because the Western Bulldogs right now have got a little bit of momentum. They want to put as much speed on the ball as they possibly can. Fremantle's going into a kick mark game now, which is very, very smart.
Croft and Norton are both on the bench for the Bulldogs, so Sam Darcy is really the only tall target. Bontempelli's gone forward. The kick from Wagner into the pocket for the Dockers. Tracy flies, can't hang on to the mark against O'Donnell. West dunked when he didn't have the footy. And the umpire spots that, much to the delight of the Bulldogs fans who are letting him know about it. Lauren Borden on the boundary.
It's good news too. Bailey Dale is all right. His left wrist is all strapped up, but he's come back up from the rooms with the physio, so he's all good to go.
West to Liberatore. Two Dogs pups. Sons of Guns. He kicks out to the wing. Fraser brings it down. Baker gets it moving forward. Dockers get back. Brayshaw's onto the footy. Sweeps it back to Pearce. Back to Brayshaw. Now Brayshaw kicks corridor. Somewhat dangerous. Bolton's there. Look out. Run down by West. Gets rid of it to Ryan. He's under the pump. He kicks out to the wing. And Banfield's in space. The Dockers just escaped danger.
Out to Erasmus, who can work it over the top to Tracy. It's end-to-end battle at the moment, and the Dockers are on the break. He looks up Tracy, inside 50. Amos the target. Lobb went for the intercept, missed it. And Amos takes the mark in the right forward pocket.
Oh, Rory. Should have got a hand on that one.
The shot on the monitor of Luke Beveridge's face, and he can say nothing but throw his hand and his head back.
Although this kick, Berkey, if he kicks this, they win the game for me.
Oh, okay. There's a call.
Jai Amos has 3 goals so far this afternoon. In the right forward pocket. A chance to push it back to a 36-point margin. Starts his approach. Comes in. Misses. Hits the post.
Keeps it open again.
Into the right goal post.
Just cannot finish the work.
A 31-point lead the Dockers' way.
Not quite done yet. Johannesen away to Cleary, kicks up to the wing, overshoots Jackson, who went up behind. Ryan goes in, ball hits the deck, big bumps from Cox. He comes in there on Garcia, ball spits forward for the Dogs. Banfield sticks in a hand, wins it for the Dockers. On the logo to Bolton, to Cox, who was unexpecting. Now he's under the pump, he turns it over, Bailey Dale slips the tackle, and the Dogs are back the other way. Here's the speedy Baker. He's got nothing inside 50. Has to hold it up. He's corralled here by Chapman. Gives it off to Fraser. Fraser runs to half forward. Pulls his kick beautifully for Bontempelli. Well worked by the Dogs. Baker, Fraser, Bontempelli. All brilliant.
Had nothing to kick to. Well called, because if he kicked it, it was going to kick it back to 3 Fremantle Dockers players running towards goal by themselves. Pulled the kick inside. Bontempelli actually had a couple of players. He had to be quick to turn as well. Huge kick, Berkey.
Yep. Captain's goal, this one, if they ever needed one.
You need your stars in big games. He's a super duper star. Bontempelli. He has got it. The top dog shows them the way. Back to 25 points. Amos misses one end, Bont doesn't down the other. 12-5-77 plays 7-10-52. Lauren Borden.
40,000 members of this crowd here that just have risen a little bit after Bontempelli's goal. Riley Garcia has also gone down into the room, so he looks a little bit sore on his hip. And Corey Wagner's just come up as well, getting a doctor to look at his right arm. So it's obviously a hotly contested game and a few little injuries coming out of it.
Yeah, much needed goal there by the skipper. Well done. But sort of hard work. They're not getting the free-flowing Western Bulldogs. Even down here in front of us, there was a couple of times their handballs just didn't quite meet the target, made it hard for themselves. Just that pressure from Fremantle just hasn't dropped.
Bontempelli, the 6th individual goal kick up for the Dogs to keep them alive. Back in the middle of the ground. Brayshaw gets the clearance back to Young. Frederick back with a fly. Coming the other way was Lobb. Frederick can't take the mark. Racing back Bailey Dale. Just there in the nick of time for the Doggies. Hand pass to Bailey Williams. Cuts past the tackler. Runs at Swakowski. Hand pass to Dale. Hemmed in against the boundary. Gets it forward to Lobb. Kicks up towards Croft. Bontempelli back with a flight. Off hands is gathered by Sarong. He's tackled by Fraser and the umpire will board up. Broadcast wing. Dockers by 25 points.
Bontempelli had flight of the ball there. Just needed young Croft to hold out his opponent and would have marked the football.
Had their chances to take the Dogs completely out of this, take the crowd out of it, the Dockers. They haven't just yet. A throw from Clark. Dogs ball on the wing. They've got their tails up at the moment, the Dogs. Out to Baker. Shanks a kick to half forward. Darcy marks it though. Out bodies Pearce. He's got West in the pocket. Pokes it there now. And West marks. 30 out, tight in the pocket.
Tried to get a little 50 there, I reckon, too. West sort of jumped into him, and he's Good mark in the end. Great mark by Sam Darcy.
The Dockers are crying out for three-quarter time. They want to pause, reset, and the Dogs are coming. Riley West, a career year, a renaissance. He misses. Everything? Yep.
Didn't know that.
Freo by 25 points. Exactly 100 seconds away from three-quarter time.
3 goals apiece in this third quarter. That would have been huge. Ryan out of defence, up towards Jackson. English set himself, couldn't take the mark. Off hands, Kennedy gets it to Lobb. Outside the boot, kicks up towards Croft. In the pack, it's brought down by Ryan. Sean Darcy gathers. Hand pass to Brayshaw. Get it out of there. A high kick up towards half forward. Lobb underneath as well. O'Donnell brought it down. Voss gathers it beautifully. Gets to 50. Vacant goal square. Goes for glory. And Papos in celebration mode as he puts through his second. There was never any doubt. It was just whether he could finish. And of course he did. The purple response after 2 goals for the Bulldogs at the other end. The shot from Riley West fails to score. And the Dockers up for the fight this afternoon. Fremantle by 31 points. 13-5-83 to the Bulldogs. 7-10-52. 29 minutes gone, third quarter on ABC Sport.
Well, they actually looked fantastic at the fall of the ball. They outnumbered the Western Bulldogs at the fall of the ball, then Berkey. And Voss had an option on and thought, no, he's going himself. And when he's kicked that football and it's gone through, he has ran, I'm going to call it 40 to 50 metres, looking at the crowd for something, but he ran to all the Western Bulldogs fans. They give him nothing, so he just chucked a fist up. Great celebration after a great goal.
Guy Amos was spraying him too. He thought he was on over the top.
Oh, I think he might have been, so he had to kick the goal.
Fremantle back out by 31. Their game high was 37. Back in the middle, Darcy flicks it down, sticking in a foot English. Ricochets out, Brayshaw, Rasmus going in low. Wins the free kick. He wants to send it out to the wing for Brayshaw. Bouncing ball. Brayshaw gathers, just in play. One final forward thrust for the Dockers. Bolton threw his hands off the Brayshaw kick out the back. Dale spins into a tackle. Holding the ball. He had prior opportunity. He zagged. And Switkowski got him.
Bailey Dale's actually been lucky. Every single time he's had the ball this game, he's tried to get around that first. And he did it early and he got away with it. I thought if this game goes up in pressure like finals do, you're going to get caught at some stage. It's going to cost you a bit. He's tried to get around that first tackler every single time he's had the footy.
Sam Switkowski. They love him at Dockerland. Boot the ball from 45. His drop punt is pretty good into the post. It would have been the knockout blow on the three-quarter time siren. The Dogs are staggered. They're on the ropes, but they're still standing. The Dockers by 32 points at three-quarter time. 13-6-84 plays 7-10-52. The goal kickers, Amos with 3, 2 to Bolton, 2 to Voss, 2 to Tracy, Singles, Jackson, Reed, Erasmus and Frederick. While for the Dogs, West with a couple, Bontempelli, Croft, Fraser, Jones and also Norton.
Three-quarter time here at Docklands. The Dockers by 32 points. Earlier it was the Giants who defeated St Kilda by 11 points. 15-14, 104 to the Saints 14-9, 93. The Saints took the lead in the final term before some great work from Toby Green ensured victory for the G-men. So they've got their spot in September. At the moment they're in fourth spot, but they'll probably slip depending on what happens between the Brisbane Lions and the Hawks. That's our next spot. Great to have your company on Sunday Footy on ABC Sport.
Hi, I'm Corbin Middlemass.
And I'm Ed Cowan.
He played Test cricket for Australia.
And Ed Cowan gets his first Test match century. And he commentates the cricket.
Stark tries again. He rocks in straight through him. Together, we're giving you your weekly cricket conversation.
We're pulling apart the biggest stories in the sport and delivering them to you each and every week.
It's called the Grandstand Cricket Podcast. Find it on the ABC Listen app.
This is the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport.
Dogs working it down the dockside wing. Bailey Dale can't quite pick it up. The half volley tumbles over. Kennedy plays tunnel ball. Dogs keep it moving to half forward. Now Richards out to Fraser. Baby Bond. He swings it on goal and finishes like the real deal. Boy, do they need that. Kicks around the dockside wing. Up to half forward. English goes up, hands to it, drops the mark. Darcy sweeps it forward. Switkowski for the Dockers. Up to Frederick. He steps a man. He'll kick for goal. Michael Frederick. Oh, Michelangelo. It's a work of art for the Dockers. Up it goes. Darcy spikes it away from the contest. Bouncing ball. Onto it. Erasmus. He'll go on the outside of the right boot and put through another. It is all purple. Out by 37. The Bulldogs barely giving a yelp.
Got it to McNeil. Looks up inside 50. Kicks out and towards space. Looking for Arnie Jones to race after it. Norton puts a block on. He gets there first, Jones. Sidesteps around Warner. Opens up the angle. To sub into the game. Kicks the goal to bring the Bulldogs back to life.
Fraser runs to half forward. Pulls his kick beautifully for Bontempelli. Well worked by the Dogs. Baker, Fraser, Bontempelli. All brilliant.
Yeah, captain's goal this one, if they ever needed one.
You need your stars in big games. He's a super duper star. Bontempelli, he has got it. The top dog shows them the way.
Well underneath as well. O'Donnell brought it down. Boss gathers it beautifully. Gets to 50. Bacon goal square. Goes for glory. And Papas in celebration mode as he puts through his second.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the AFL.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
Three-quarter time at Docklands in Melbourne. The fight for this final spot in the top 8. And it's the Dockers who lead by 32 points in a win-or-go-home clash. 13-6-84 to the Bulldogs 7-10-52. The Bulldogs kicked 4 of the first 6 goals to the match. They led by 15 points at quarter time. The Dockers booted 7 goals to 3 behinds in the second quarter to lead by 26 points. And an arm wrestle in that third quarter. The Dockers finishing with the last goal of the quarter through Pat Force. They boot 4 goals to 3 in the third quarter and lead by 32 points at three-quarter time. In the cricket in Cairns, Australia won the toss and elected to bat first. Coverage available on the ABC Listen app. The Aussies are 2 for 328 with a century for Travis Head. He posted 142. Mitch Marsh with a century as well, so a 250-run stand for the opening wicket. South Africa already claimed the series 2-0, and currently Alex Carey's on 27 and Cam Green is on 43. So coverage on the ABC Listen app. Just look for the cricket button. Still to come, of course, the Brisbane Lions hosting the Hawks after us. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron calling the action. The thoughts of Nathan Burke and Brent Harvey in just a moment. But down to Lauren Borden on the boundary.
Thanks, Clinchy. Yes, Freo have made their sub at three-quarter time like they've done the last couple of rounds. It's Nat Fyfe that'll come in there, and it's Corey Wagner who's come off. So I mentioned at the end of the third quarter he had a little bit of a shoulder injury, the top of his right shoulder. He went down into the rooms, and they've decided that he'll be the one subbed off. So both subs have been made now. Jed Buslinger off, Artie Jones on for the Western Bulldogs, and Nat Fyfe to come on to start the fourth.
Oh, good luck, Western Bulldogs. I thought at half-time, after being 26 points down, they had to come in and the margin had to be under 20, I thought, Berkey. They got a couple of goals back, and then they just let Voss get that goal, puts it out to 32. So they kicked 7 for the game. They're going to have to kick 6. They're going to have to kick 7 goals in the last quarter without the Fremantle Dockers kicking 1 to win this game. They're going to have to throw caution to the wind, come back through the middle of the ground, put speed on the ball at every occasion, because every 2 minutes that they waste, they can't get that back at the end of the game. So it's and Fremantle, on the other hand, Berkey, they don't need to kick any more goals to win the game. I know they probably want to play a style of play and kick a few more, but they don't need to score to win this game. They can just take the heat out now. They did it for about 4 or 5 minutes towards the end of that quarter. I think they should do it right now at the start of this game and take the heat out for 4 or 5 minutes as well.
As one WA club is playing at the moment, the West Coast Eagles have also just released a statement confirming the news earlier that Oscar Allen has advised the club that his intention is to explore free agency. And that seems most likely with the Brisbane Lions. Final term underway. The Bulldogs trailing by 32 points against the Dockers as Richards tries to gather it from the tap down. He squeezes the kick despite being tackled by Sarong and Jackson out towards Bontempelli, who kicks up inside 50. Norton presents, can't take the mark, running back onto Banfield. Gets a hand pass out towards Brennan Cox. He's tackled by West. As Banfield tried to charge his way through, and the umpire will ball it up. It's 30 metres out from the Western Bulldogs goal. It's Freo by 32 points.
The Freo defenders do play on the edge. There's a lot of grabbing and holding and scragging, but the umpires have seen fit not to pay it.
Darcy taps it down. West coming through. Nowhere to go. Kennedy pinches it. Tries to get a snap away. Off the side of the boot, into the pocket. Sarong's there for the Dockers. A clearing kick looking for Tracy. Off his fingertips, out of play it goes.
The Bulldogs fans are clearly think they got the wrong end of the stick in the free kick count, because every time something happens, they're booing.
It's 15-10, if anyone's interested, in favour of the Dockers.
Fremantle by 32 points. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. The thoughts of Nathan Burke and Brent Harvey there. Umpire brings it back in. Jackson tries to run around English, who lays it down beautifully for Bontempelli. Hooks it inside 50. Very nearly Norton. Doesn't get a free kick. He thought he should. Lost his headband in amongst all of it, I think.
Yeah, he just played for it too much. Throwing the head back and the arms up. Just go at the footy and let the umpire see that. As soon as they see something like that, they're less inclined to actually blow their whistle.
Nathan Burke with you on ABC Sport. Dockers by 32 points. Throwing English in front position against Jackson. Tries to slap it over the back to Bontempelli. Kicks inside 50, end over end. Cox gathers for the Fremantle Dockers. Hand pass to Erasmus. Hand pass out to the left back pocket for Clark. Links up with Banfield. Drives a long kick up towards half back. Tracy presents. Can't take the mark. Shea Bolton fires a hand pass forward to Frederick. Links it up with Jackson. Over the top to Swikowski. They're almost out. Now they are. Kicks out towards Pat Voss, who leads up. Bailey Williams was wanting to try and get back and help his fellow defenders, and Voss marks directly in front, 45 metres out from goal.
Great lead by Voss, going back hard towards goal and lost his Western Bulldogs opponent. When you come back at the football and you reset on your lead, the defenders are always trying to get goal side, so they're scrambling really, really fast and really hard. When you stop and prop and come back at the football, there's a lot of space.
Pat Voss has 2 already this afternoon. This would be a hammer blow to Bulldogs' hopes from 45 metres out. Voss comes in, cool, calm, composed, and kicks his third. And that sets some sort of challenge in this final term. It's now a 38-point lead, 14-6-90 to the Bulldogs, 7-10-52. And despite being small in numbers, the Freo crowd is certainly getting involved in this clash. And you've got to go back to 2004 was the last time the Bulldogs chased down a margin of 32 points at three-quarter time trailing. And that was back against Boomer's Kangaroos. He kicked 4 Boomer on that day. So the challenge certainly in the hands of the Bulldogs now, a 38-point lead. Freo's way.
Freo have been able to get space inside their forward line. It's 12 marks to 6 inside forward 50. And before the game, you would have thought, the ability to mark the ball for the Western Bulldogs inside 50, that's going to be something that the Dockers will have to handle. But certainly they've handled it amazingly well. 12-6, that's a shellacking.
A new game-high lead for the Dockers. Sarong with the clearance out of the middle. Tumbling ball, Swikowski has it slapped away from him by Bramble. Swikowski goes in again. Voss is there too. The Dogs win it. Liberatore out to Bontempelli. He has nowhere to go. Back to Johannesson. A relieving kick out wide for Bramble. Bramble on the back flank. Gives it off to Bailey Dale. Darts a kick for Kennedy. He marks just backward of halfway. Chips it short for Liberatore, who flicks it onto Baker. Dogs down the dockside wing. Baker slips over. Under the pump, he coughs it up. And the Dockers win it back on the wing.
Drew Banfield gets a hand pass forward to Murphy Reid. Chips it up the wing. Voss gathers, fends off Johannesson, breaks the tackle. They're winning everything at the moment. Hand pass to Brayshaw, centering ball. Tracy, Lobb got a hand to it. Tracy still gathers and puts through his third goal of the afternoon. Their forwards are running amok. 3 goals to Amos, 3 goals to Voss, and now 3 goals to Josh Tracy. The Fremantle forwards are taking over, and 15 goals to the match. They now lead by 44 points. 15-6-96 the Dockers to the Bulldogs, 7-10-52 with both sides season on the line. The Dockers have now kicked 13 of the last 16 goals in the match. Nathan Burke and Brent Harvey, your experts on ABC Sport.
Well, they're going to have to be... I know the result doesn't matter for percentage or anything, but this is going to get a bit of a blowout because the Western Bulldogs are starting to take risks, Burke, which they have to. You're not going to sit there and surrender. So they're having a massive crack, but when things are not going to come off for the Western Bulldogs. Fremantle are going to score at the other end because Bailey, Dale, Johannesson, all these guys are starting to run off and take really, really high risks. So if the Western Bulldogs can score, no worries, but they're going to get scored against pretty heavily when things don't come off.
Like we mentioned, all of a sudden the Dogs are going to be 2-9 on the season against the top 9 teams. Those 2 wins are both going to be against GWS, and the Dockers will be 10-4 against the best. So it's a good record for them as Young has to go back and win his own handball that he gave to Clark. Now he's under the pump. Ball up, centre half forward here for the Dogs.
Nat Fife was at that centre bounce.
All up, centre half forward for the Western Bulldogs. Tracy down for Sarong. Floating a kick into the middle and lobs back there, he marks. Dogs ball, handball errant for Bailey Williams. Can't trap it. Liberatore can, out to Kennedy. He'll do a dump kick inside 50. Going back bravely, Warner drops the mark. Jones pinches it. Dogs ball inside 50. Norton can squeeze out a handball. Bontempelli likes the look himself, goes himself, and that's why. The door may be just slightly ajar. It's 38 points. Nearly 7 minutes into the fourth. 15-6-96 plays 8-10-58. Bont with his second of the afternoon.
There's no ajar there, Benny. It got slammed 2 minutes ago when Tracy kicked his fourth, was it? Third. The door is closed. You cannot come back from here. And let's call this an elimination final. The Fremantle Dockers will do everything they possibly can to slow this game down, shut it down, stoppage after stoppage, mark after mark. The Western Bulldogs, unfortunately, as good as that goal was from Bontempelli, and he's trying his hardest to bring him back in, the door's not ajar, I wouldn't have thought, Berkey.
Oh, no, a glass half full here, Boomer.
Yeah, okay.
The back row here. Straight out of the guts here, down to the bond again. He's lifted. Yeah, he's been outstanding this quarter, but he just needs some people to go along with him.
Richards, Liberatore, Kennedy in the middle of the ground, but it's Caleb Sarong who emerges with it, spins out of a tackle, kicks Fremantle inside 50 in the direction of Jackson. He's there with Tracy, can't take the mark. He gets to the very back of the pack. Bailey Williams to the Bulldogs, clearing kick up towards Hardy Jones. He hugs the mark to his chest at left half back. They need to be precise now through the middle of the ground. Bontempelli playing more forward. Takes the mark for the Bulldogs. Hand pass to the run of Johannesson. Kicks out towards Fraser. One-on-one with Warner. Fraser tries to tap it to his own advantage. They tangle at half forward. Fraser can't reel it in. Bounces away from Erasmus, and Davidson comes charging in. The umpire will have to separate them because the ball won't come clear. And the Dockers by 38 points. 8 minutes gone. Final term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
I think my glass was half full, Berkey, but it was for Fremantle Dockers playing a game of finals football to be able to say we're up by enough. We don't need to do anything silly here.
Bontempelli gets a handball forward, and disobediently the ball trickles at right angles away from Tim English. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
At 26 point, he's been pretty good, hasn't he? 26 and 2 goals. Stood up again.
Very balanced spread for the Dockers. Sarong leading the way with 20, Geordie Clark with 19, Ryan 18, Bolton 18, Banfield the same again. Out of play it goes, and another stoppage. Exactly what the Dockers want.
2 goals to go with Bolton's 18 possessions as well. They've been very instrumental today.
They needed him to get back into form. He'd only had 20 disposals once in his last 9 games. He's had a bit of a lean patch, so he'll be pleased he's back in form.
Thrown back in, Sean Darcy in front position against English. Bontempelli, desperation now. He wants it more, gathers, kicks a high ball inside 50. Sam Darcy back with the flight, can't take the mark. Spills out, was there high contact here? I think this is going to be a Western Bulldogs free kick as there's a player down. And it's Croft in the right forward pocket. This is against Caleb Sarong, who just struck him high, unintentional. He couldn't believe it when the umpire blew his whistle, that it was his forearm that collected the young Bulldog high. Oh, it was actually the side of his body as he tried to get in low and win the footy first. It's a tough one, isn't it?
It's tough. One player goes at a correct technique and one player doesn't go correct technique, and the guy who doesn't gets a free kick.
Jordan Croft's kicked 1 so far this afternoon. The Bulldogs need to start kicking them from this point onwards. Croft from about 15 metres out, right forward pocket, he misses to the right-hand side. 37 points is the Dockers lead at the 10-minute mark of the final term.
That might have been the one, Boomer.
That was the one, you think?
I'm leaning your way.
Ryan to take the kick in. Freo by 37 points. Luke Ryan ambles to the pocket. Driving ball up towards the logo. Jackson and Darcy there for the Dockers. O'Donnell swirls it down. So wrong front and square. Freo ball again. He'll kick up the wing, looking for Amos. Hands to it, nearly juggles it. Bailey Williams steals it. Kicks the Dogs for the wing for Bontempelli. So in a slow play now, the Dogs. Bontempelli looks further afield. Norton surging at the ball. Through his hands it goes. Out the back for Big Darcy. Lopes towards it, gets bundled over. And they pile on.
Just dropped a lot of easy marks today, Aaron Norton, hasn't he?
Yeah, Norton Darcy haven't been factors at all.
The ball does not get to you as good as Bontempelli just kicked the ball just then. So he needs to mark that one every single day of the week.
Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke, your experts. On Matt Clinch calling the action alongside Ben Cameron. As the kick from Banfield is smothered, it goes out of play. Lauren Borden's down on the boundary. Ed Richards has been on the bench for a while, Loz. Do you think he's going to return?
Yeah, I've just been watching him. He had a little bit of a chat to the doctors. They haven't been pointing to anything too significant. He's still down there. He's having a little drink of water, so I'll keep an eye on if he gets back up to go back on the field.
Slinger was subbed out of the match in the third quarter for the Dogs. Artie Jones came in. Nat Fyfe into the action in this final term for Wagner. And the umpire will ball it up still in the left forward pocket for the Bulldogs. Fremantle by 37 points, 15-6-96 to the Bulldogs, 8-11-59. Win and you're into September.
We might just need to get a replay of Caleb Sarong on Jordan Croft as well, as the kick from West goes straight up and down, comes down in the pocket. Frazier bursting through. Darcy dispossessed. Liberatore standing up in the tackle. And a ball up.
Well, what are you thinking, Benny?
Well, just whether he clipped him. So, always around finals, these things are heightened, aren't they?
No, ball's in dispute.
Darcy flicks it down. Liberatore off to West. Out to Bontempelli. Centering snap to full forward for the Dogs. Up goes Croft. He and Norton swirl each other. Cross down Saw. Pearce picks it up. Spits it out. Jones is onto it there for the Dogs. He's tackled by Bolton, who's not letting it come out. And a ball up, right forward pocket. Here for the Bulldogs. They trail by 37, 12.5 into the fourth.
Thrown up, Sean Darcy against Sam Darcy. Spills out the way of Riley West. No breaking clear here. Jordan Clark wheels him in.
The work of the tall Fremantle defenders has been outstanding.
Sean Darcy wins down the tap, this time against Sam Darcy. Young tries to knock it out. Umpire circles and will ball it up. Travelling Tiger says on the SMS 0437 774 774. The door is never slammed shut. You just never quite know with the Dockers. These are a different breed of Dockers. On 5 occasions they've lost in round 24, or the final round of the home and away season, looking to try and win their way into finals. So much pressure on Justin Longmuir at the start of the season. He made the statement during the week that they're a team that's won 15 games. They're inside the top 8. They should get respect for that.
And they've been a more mature Dockers at different points throughout the year. There's the game against Port, the game against Collingwood. They've certainly won games that they may not have otherwise previously.
They've won 11 of the last 13 as Liberatore gets a hand pass out. Frazier kicks inside 50. Norton flies in the air, can't take the mark. On the bottom of the pack, a chance for Warner to try and knock it out. A clearing kick only as far as Bailey-Dale for the Dogs. Hand pass to Oscar Baker on the left boot, fires towards goal. Does that give them something? As Baker puts through the goal from just inside 50. And the margin is back to 31 points Fremantle's way. Clock stops, 14 minutes gone in the final term. The Dockers 15-6-96 to the Bulldogs 9-11-65. All of a sudden that's back-to-back goals for the Bulldogs, but it's 2 goals apiece in this final term. Nathan Burke and Brent Harvey, your experts on ABC Sport.
Does it, Berkey? Does it give him hope?
Oh, yep. It
does. Oh, we're back up. We're back.
Still 12 minutes to go here, Bert. Ed Richards, he's had a good spell on the bench. He's come onto the ground.
If there's more minutes than goals needed, is that right? Is that
the Lee Matthews theory? Yep.
Lee Matthews theory.
Riley West has gone into the middle. Sam Darcy's gone into the middle with Bont. You would not take that fella off the ground at any stage in this last quarter, but need a couple of quick ones.
First goal of the season for Oscar Baker. Darcy taps it down to Bontempelli. Here's West out of the middle. Kicks to half forward. Frazier drops the mark. Ball jars loose. Dockers are there. Clark gets rid of it to Erasmus. Off to Fife. Runs into a tackle. Did he try to fight it off?
Too high.
It was taken high. Free kick to the Dockers.
His first touch coming up.
He'll kick out wide. And they'll just try and suck a little bit of time out of this game, the Dockers. Banfield accepts it. Banfield kicks around the city wing. Up to a contest. Big pack forms. Ball hits the deck and Darcy picks it up. Eventually flicks out a handball. Nowhere to go. The Dogs arrive and they win it again.
A chance for Bailey Dale, who got the hand pass, kicks up the wing in the direction of Norton. He's got 3 in the air to compete against. Cox brings it down for the Dockers. Fraser gets a hand pass forward, links up with Croft, inboard to Baker, back to Fraser, right half forward, kicks down low. Arnie Jones slipped over. And the mark is taken by Chapman in the left back pocket for the Fremantle Dockers. Fremantle by 31 points. Just composure needed now. As Chapman, risky kick on cue, clicks to Clark, who just reels in the mark despite the desperate efforts of Aaron Norton. The Dockers have not looked back since the second quarter, where they kicked 7 goals to none.
Those 3 tools that you're talking about, Luke Bryan, Alex Pearson, Brendan Cox, Berkey, they're the 3 that you're alluding to. They've been fantastic.
Warner up the wing. Amos takes the mark. Sam Darcy was put down off the play. And Amos's kick, looking for Pat Voss, is intercepted, and Bailey Williams marks for the Bulldogs at right half back. Turns and comes inboard. Ed Richards is back on the ground. He marks at right half back. Dinks the kick up the wing, looking for Bailey Dale. Fremantle have numbers down the line, so they have to be creative with their ball use into the middle of the ground. That's too creative, and Josh Tracy takes the mark, rising over the top of Matt Kennedy. And Fremantle take it back at half back, leading by 31.
He brings it out to the dockside wing to his housemate. Michael Frederick Marks comes back infield. Away to Geordie Clark.
Yeah, we'll see this for the next couple of minutes now. They'll switch the ball, they'll go backwards, they'll go sideways. They won't kick to a contest. They kick mark.
Short kick here for Warner. He accepts it. So the Dockers happy to take some time out of this game. So have seen the replay of Sarong on Croft. I'll show the experts and get their opinion as well. Warner runs around a man, kicks up towards half forward. No mark taken by Darcy. Spills down for Frederick. Sarong dumps it on the boot. Spiral into the pocket. And Young gets a hand on it to see it out. So he does appear to be reaching down to try and collect the ball, Caleb Sarong, and the ball is in dispute. He clatters into Croft, who's trying to do the same. Is he okay there, Boomer and Berkey?
I think he's okay.
Absolutely fine.
And you're once on the MRP, Berkey as well.
Yep, but I'm not anymore. That's probably
Sean Darcy won down the tap against Sam Darcy, straight to Bontempelli though, kicks up towards half back. Fraser wins it, kicks into the middle of the ground, race after that as Oscar Baker does so, needs a kind bounce, slaps it away from Erasmus, looking for Croft, the young Bulldog gathers cleanly, hand pass looking for Baker once more, breaks the Tracy tackle at right half forward, curls it around his body in the direction of Croft. Great mark, rising high and taking it mid-chest against Erasmus, who tried to prevent his leap.
Yeah, outstanding work rate as well. He was the one that got involved there and got the ball back out to Baker and then sprinted back inside 50 and with a really courageous, and it's always hard when someone's coming back in your path too, Berkey, so courageous by both players.
20-year-old, 201 centimetres, but he's kicked 1 goal 2 this afternoon. This is the part he struggled to finish from the right forward pocket, only about 30 metres out. Croft comes in, puts through his second. There's a faint pulse as the margin is back inside. 5 goals, 25-point lead Fremantle's way, but they're running out of time. 15-6, 96 the Dockers. So the Bulldogs 10-11-71. Croft with his second. As the Bulldogs have now booted 3 goals to 2 in this final term.
Still 8.5 minutes to go.
I'm just looking through the keyhole at the minute. I think the door's still locked. And I'm looking through the keyhole. I can see a little bit of light coming through. They have to score on the back of this centre bounce. If the Western Bulldogs can score on the back of this centre bounce, I'll give them a nice little chance, Berkey. But if it's going to take them another 2, 3, 4 minutes to score another goal, unfortunately, we're going to run out of time for the Western Bulldogs.
I think one more would certainly ice it for the Dockers. 8.5 minutes of game time remaining. Winning in, loser goes home. Back in the middle, Jackson and English. Jackson rises early. English gets a kick away. 5 spoils it. Kennedy goes and wins it for the Dogs. Handball chopped off by Amos. Back feeds a handball to Brayshaw. He'll rush a kick out wide. It will tumble out. Insufficient intent. Dogs football. Back flank. Taken quickly by O'Donnell. Low down for Bontempelli. He'll poke it back for Bramble. Inside the defensive arc. Goes for a gallop. Kicks out to the wing. Davidson. He marks.
Had to use his body carefully against Frederick to not give away the free kick.
Oh, had to go.
Sam Davidson looks into the middle of the ground, has to roll the dice to Kennedy. Coming the other direction was Alex Pearce. Ball spills clear. Liberatore down low, slaps it forward towards Kennedy. Charging through Swakowski. Gets a half pass forward to Murphy Reid. He looks up at half forward. Shea Bolton, it clears him. Frederick takes the mark. He runs in towards the open goal from 15 metres out. That should do. Michael Frederick with his second. And the Dockers answer back after 3 consecutive goals the Bulldogs' way, and it's back to a 31-point lead. The Bulldogs trying to go through the middle of the ground, open up the possibilities, and the Dockers make them play on the turnover. 16-6, 102 Fremantle to the Bulldogs, 10-11-71. Frederick with his second.
And that's the thing, Berkey. When you do take a risk, you leave yourself open to that. But the Western Bulldogs have got no choice now, have they? They've got to score on every occasion. They've got to go through the middle of the ground on every occasion. And when you do that, you open yourself up to getting scored against, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was the right kick to take. It was just too high for Libber. You know, Libber's not known for his high leaping. It was just about a foot too high, and then it was just outnumbered straight down the guts. But they've got to keep rolling the dice, even if this does get a little bit ugly.
Going early, Jackson from the restart. Liberatore gets involved, flicks it out to Richards. He kicks to half forward. Going back, English. A good grab, centre half forward for the Dogs. Boy out of the Freo heartland. South Fremantle, where the Dockers were based for a long time. Kicks into the pocket, and Jones has got it. In the right forward pocket for the Dogs, and he'll skip back to take this kick quickly.
Yeah, he was walking back. Libber got over there quickly and said, mate, we haven't got all day. You need to get on with this. And most importantly, you need to kick the goal.
First game since round 10. Got a goal already. His drop punt here is good enough. And Artie Jones believes they're still alive. 25 points, the margin again. He's got a couple, 22 and a half minutes into this final term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
He's looked lively, hasn't he, when he's come on? There's a lot of energy about him. He's kicked a couple of goals now. Some good forward pressure. How many games, Benny, for the year? Was that his? Fourth game for the year. Yeah, he's looked lively. He's looked good.
His turnaround, he gave the crowd a big pump up, but fortunately he didn't get a lot back. And I think it's a little bit reminiscent of everyone who's a Bulldog here at the moment. Just got that thing in the back of their mind that it's a little bit too little too late.
They did kick those first 2 goals in 4 minutes of the quarter through Voss and Tracy.
Yeah,
could have been a different story.
The Dockers 5th on the live ladder at the moment. English wins down the tap to Richards. Tries to jam it towards half forward. Fraser worked underneath. Chapman dropped the mark though. Has enough time to regather. Kicks looking for Jackson in the middle of the ground. Now English drags him down. That'll be 50. Jackson's momentum was taking him forward, but English just wasn't careful enough. In the eyes of the umpire, it was just too late.
Probably was there. You just can't. There's no need to touch him, no need to spin him onto the ground. During the year, we'd probably say, yeah, that's a 50, but you know, I see those things paid in finals.
Well, Jackson kicked a goal in the second quarter. Nothing more. Take as much time as you can here. 24 minutes gone in the final term. And Stardies approach inside the centre square. Shoot from about 45 metres out. A slow and deliberate approach. There's Luke Jackson looking to try and kill off the Dogs. Fight back. Runs it out to the left and a minor score. 26 points as the Dockers lead at the 24-minute mark of the final term.
We go straight up the guts.
Bailey Dale goes short to Fraser, gives it back to Bailey Dale. He kicks towards Johannesson, can't take the mark. Now at ground level, they fight after it. There's a Docker down as well in a fair bit of discomfort. Switkowski. Johannesson goes in, loops the handball to Baker. Baker kicks around the wing up to half forward. Darcy marks it. They're still alive, the Dogs. At half forward, looks into the pocket. West! Mr. West, Mr. West. He'll centre it, looking for Norton. It's on his chest.
He's got one.
15 out, tight angle, right side for a left footer. Well, hold the phone.
It's off. Goal.
He goes, snaps, goals. 20 points. 16-7, 103, plays 12-11-83. 25 minutes into the fourth, 5 minutes of game time. Is this alive? Boomer and
I wouldn't have thought so, but the way the Western Bulldogs are playing, if the risks can come off, and they've certainly taken some risks through hands and foot, you never know. But what do we got? What do we got? 4.5 minutes to go. Four goals. 5 minutes to go. You never know. You never know. I'd love another goal right now. I'd love a centre bounce clearance all the way down. Sam Darcy takes a mark and kicks a goal. Then it would be game on. But they've got to get the next goal within 40 seconds.
5-3, the Bulldogs way in this final term. You mentioned Sam Swakowski grabbing his right knee. You're on board and he's come towards you.
He's in an enormous amount of pain here on the bench. He's having the doctor just look at his right knee at the moment, but he's in a fair bit of pain. It took him a long time to get off the ground. That's how much he was heavily favouring that right leg.
20 points to Fremantle lead. Big centre bounce coming up here. Sarong goes to work down low. Gets the clearance. Hand pass forward to Murphy Reid. Taps it out to Young. Kicks a high ball up towards the 50. Back with the flight charging in was Bailey Williams. Spills to Reid. He gathers. 45 out. Kicks to the pocket. Shea Bolton. Can't reel it in, and it's through for a behind. 21 points. The Fremantle Dockers lead at the 26.5-minute mark of the final term.
Desperation belonging to the Dogs. Cleary with the kick. Quick kick in. Up towards the wing, unable to mark Baker, gives it to Liberatore. Murphy Reid's got him holding the ball. And Liberatore going after Patrick Voss. And still they go at each other.
Don't give away a 50, Liber.
So Murphy Reid will have the free kick, the mark right on 50. He lobs the kick into the pocket. Darcy can't mark, comes out for English. He coughs it up. Jones coming through for the Dogs. Towards Sarong. Gets a handball away. Ball jars free. Bailey Williams back pocket for the Dogs. Nowhere to go. Off to Liberatore. Kick ricochets away. Hayden Young. He's got Murphy Reid. Murphy Reid! Hits the post. It would have ended it.
Just won't go away, will it? They just got to go, the Dogs. They've got to clear their 50.
Rory Lobb charges out of the goal square, sends it long in the English direction. Chapman rises up, spoils it down. Erasmus works after it. Hand pass to the Dockers, back to Chapman, almost brought down by Fraser. Kicks up towards Frederick. Awkward bouncing ball, he can't take it. Fraser now tackled by Frederick. Little toe poke to Johannesson. Can't take it cleanly. Bontempelli, he's calm and composed. Hand pass away to Kennedy through the defensive 50. Links up with Bailey Williams to the run of Bailey Dale. Two bouncers around the city wing. Long kick looking for Sam Darcy. 1-on-1 with Pearce. Darcy juggles the mark, he thinks. The umpire says yes.
Give him 50.
No 50.
David.
3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Margin is 22 points. Sam Darcy races back. Directly in front, 45 metres out from goal. He comes in, he throws his head back, he doesn't like it, and he misses to the left. Both sides have missed chances at either end. 21-point lead Fremantle's way at the 28-minute mark of the final term.
Oh, 16 points would have been...
That would have been big, Berkey.
A chance.
Still needed 3 goals in 3 minutes.
O'Brien taking the kick in. Thumps it as long as he can. Darcy stands in front. English brings it down. Kennedy sweeps a handball for the Dogs into the middle. Strong tackle, Tracy. Takes down Bailey Williams. Says, come here.
Yeah, it's poor handball by Kennedy. He had the ball. You've got to turn, face your goals. You hit a player leading, not handball back.
Turn and kick that. I agree, Berkey. Turn and kick. Get the ball inside forward 50. Give him a chance.
Sean Darcy tries to get it out. Frederick stripped of it. Spills the way of Hayden Young. High kick towards the 50. Bailey Dale going back, takes the mark. Turns and kicks out to Baker on the outer wing. He plays on immediately, draws an opponent. Hand pass over the top to Matt Kennedy. Right half forward, blazes inside 50. Cross through his hands, can't hang on to it. West leads out, gathers the footy. Back to Baker, right forward pocket. Hand pass over the top. Fraser opens up the angle on his left. Puts it through. Stop, hang on. His second goal. 29 minutes gone in the final term. The margin is 15 points Fremantle's way. 16-9, 105 to the Bulldogs 13-12-90. All of a sudden this has become a shootout. Who could score?
Well,
with 15 points, Berkey.
I've been here when the Saints were 3 goals down with a minute and a half to go. A minute and a half to go in that one. This is 2 minutes after. This is an eternity to go in this one. Dockers hit. You can't just flood back inside 50 to get numbers. You've actually got to stay on players and you let your spare players be free. Not everyone be free because you leave too many players up the field.
They're gone into their save the game mode. The Dockers. Tracy's gone back. Erasmus thought he was on the wing, but Clark's come up to the wing. He'll start on the defensive point and immediately go back.
Rory Lobb's going forward for the Bulldogs.
Dockers by 15. 2.5 minutes of game time remaining. Bolton in the middle. Stripped to the footy. Fighting after it, O'Meara. English soccers it out. Clark's there for the Dockers. At centre half back, he kicks the grass. A bouncing ball. Out they come. Voss gets there first. Back feeds a handball to Brayshaw. He'll kick around the wing, up towards Frederick, he marks. And he'll get rid of it to Bolton. Bolton streams forward, he's got men on everywhere. Jackson's one of them, he marks in the goal square. Game, set, match.
Why would he take his 30 seconds there?
He's a ruckman.
That's bizarre. I don't know why he wouldn't take his 30 seconds, but it's a goal and it seals the deal right now. No dramas about that. But, Berkey.
He's a ruckman, I told you.
Yep. You are 4 metres out from goal. Take your 30 seconds just to say, hey, this is guaranteed now.
I think you're right, Boomer, but I didn't think about it in the moment either, so I can't blame Luke Jackson. Freo by 21 points, 31.5 into the fourth.
Yeah, they rolled the dice there, the Bulldogs, but the little things mean a lot. Fraser just doesn't stay with his opponent, allows his opponent to just push back inside 50. I think it was Jordan Clark.
It was Jordan Clark, yes.
So Jordan Clark gets back on the hole. You've got to go with him. You can't have any spare players inside your forward line. So those little technical things, they just kill you.
The Western Bulldogs with 6 goals to 4 in the final term. They've got within 15 points, but they've never stopped the Dockers scoring. Sarong volleys a kick out of the middle of the ground, into the path of Voss. He knocks it on to Frederick, kicks out wide. Amos takes the mark. Great set piece from the Dockers, and O'Donnell out wide, couldn't get back to defend. And I guarantee you Jai Amos will take his 30 seconds.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to stop these. Well, they're tall forwards, but they're not giants like you've got up the other end.
Yep.
And they're leading patterns, coming back at the player, knowing when to go the one over the top towards the boundary line. They've just been really smart in the way that they've played today, these Fremantle forwards.
17 centre bounce clearances for the Dockers to 13 for the Bulldogs for the match. Jai Amos hard against the boundary from the left forward pocket from 45 metres out. It's right to the goal line. English slaps it back in. It stays alive. Bailey Williams runs out of defence. Hand pass to Ed Richards. Left back pocket takes a bounce. Shea Bolton offers chase. Chips it up to West. Thinks about giving it back to Richards. Cuts back on his right. Kicks for Liberatore. He marks centre wing. Turns and looks into the middle of the ground. He's got a number of Bulldogs. One is Tim English. He can take the mark at handbars to Johannesson. He charges through the middle of the ground. Chips it into the pocket. Fraser takes the mark. 2 goals already. He plays on immediately in the right forward pocket. Pulls the ears back. Fires towards goal and kicks a great goal. He certainly hasn't given up. 3 goals for the match. 2 in this final term. And the margin is back to 15 points, but 33 minutes gone. Time is just about out for the Bulldogs. The Dockers 17-9, 111 to the Bulldogs 14-12, 96.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 goals for the quarter.
Yep.
11 goals for the quarter. Oh, Western Bulldogs are putting speed on the ball and ridiculous speed on the ball and just going whenever they can. And on the counter-attack, as soon as Fremantle win it, Bulldogs are out of place. They're scoring as well. So 11 goals, it's a big quarter. No wonder it's gone for, it's over 34 minutes right now.
Fremantle by 15. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Restart in the middle. Darcy taps it down. English is over the footy. Emerging with it, Liberatore. He hasn't given up yet. Fife's got him. He's not letting him go. Handball comes out. Frederick bursts onto it. Fast Freddy puts the finishing touches. Not quite. Offline. Dockers lead by 16 points. 34.5 minutes into the fourth.
Cleary straight down the middle to Ed Richards. Gets the hand pass away. The run of O'Donnell as he kicks up towards Baker at half forward. Clears here and Andy Brayshaw. Baker still running. Kicks it long towards the goal square. West getting back Warner. West rises. Cox sees it through for a minor score. As the siren sounds, Fremantle win their way into September. There's no final round pain this year as the Dockers defeat the Western Bulldogs by 15 points in an arm swing of a final term.
We are the Freo Dockers. Freo.
Bulldogs led by 15 points at quarter time. They kicked 4 of the first 6 goals of the match, and then the Dockers booted 7 unanswered goals in the second quarter. They led by 26 points at half time, leading by 32 at three-quarter time. After 4 goals to 3, the Dockers way in the third quarter, and then a final term in which 11 goals were scored. The Bulldogs booted 7 goals to 4, but they couldn't stop the Dockers from scoring. Fremantle by 15 points, 17-10, 112 to the Bulldogs, 14-13, 97. So the Dockers booked their spot in September for the 9th time in history, and after the heartbreak of last year where they lost to Port Adelaide, after the Blues lost to St Kilda, this time they're able to book their spot in September. And what damage might they be able to do? As Justin Longmuir's side shows that in a shootout they're more than capable, booting 17 goals for the match. Their tall forwards play big this afternoon. 3 goals to Josh Tracy, 3 to Pat Voss, and 3 goals to Jai Amos. 2 goals to Frederick, 2 goals to Jackson, and 2 goals to Shea Bolton. Individuals to Reid and Erasmus. While for the Western Bulldogs, 3 goals to Joel Frazier, 2 goals to Norton, Artie Jones, Bontempelli and Riley West, while individual goals to Baker and to Croft. The Fremantle Dockers win by 15 points in the final Sunday of the home and away season. The Western Bulldogs now become fans of the Bombers, hoping that they can upset the Gold Coast Suns for the last possible chance for them to find their way into September. But the Dockers will be there. They prevail by 15 points in front of 44,069 fans. Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke with their thoughts on Fremantle's win into September.
A little bit too late, wasn't it, Berkey? 11 goals kicked in the last quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them to the Western Bulldogs. If they were any chance at all, they couldn't have let Voss and Tracy kick the first 2 goals in 4 minutes. I thought that the second quarter is where the game was won completely and lost completely, because 7 goals to 0. Absolutely huge second term from the Fremantle Dockers, and if that didn't happen, it would have been a different story. And then just that third quarter, I thought they just had to peg the margin back slightly. They couldn't do it. Fremantle went from 26 points up at half-time to 32 at three-quarter time, and then kicked the first 2 after three-quarter time, which was probably the nail in the coffin, unfortunately, for the Western Bulldogs. As brave as they were and as hard as they fought to put speed back on the ball, they just couldn't get the job done. And I thought the Fremantle backline held up pretty well, especially against those tall forwards in Norton and Sandarsi, and you called that well throughout the game, Berkey.
If this was an under-12 match, the team manager would be putting in for the best for Fremantle team effort.
Yep. Because
it was just they had good players. You look up front, Tracy kicked 3, Amos kicked 3, Voss kicks 3, Luke Jackson, Bobsy up for 2. Down back, there wasn't a superstar. Every single one of their defenders did their job. And apart from the first quarter where they were soundly beaten, their midfield, not flashy. No one really stood out and got a stack load of possessions through that midfield. It was just everybody playing their role, doing their bit for the team. And 7 goals in that second quarter was testament to that. Their intensity just went up through the roof. Every time the Western Bulldogs got it, they were jumped on. And I think the Western Bulldogs probably shot themselves in the foot. I think they're 4 goals to 8 early on in the game. They missed some easy ones. Garcia missed a couple of easy ones. Bont missed an easy one. They're big fellas, just couldn't get their hands on it. I think they were relying on contested marks in the forward line, but they couldn't actually get any. So what the Bulldogs wanted, the Freo team took away from them. They took away that handball on the outside of the pack. They took away the contested marks inside their forward line and got the game on their terms, and figured out that if we get the ball inside 50 quickly, well, then our forwards are better than their defenders, and give them half a chance, and that's what they did by getting free ball through the middle. So really impressive effort there from Fremantle, and I like the way they've set themselves up to play finals footy. You look at the Western Bulldogs up the other end. For them to play well, Norton needs to take some big pack marks.
Yep.
Darcy needs to take some big pack marks. And the hardest thing to do in a final is to take big pack marks because the ball comes in ugly because there's such a congestion and there's extra pressure on the kicker. So, but they don't rely on taking the pack marks. Pretty much all of their marks today were really good leads, really smart leads, and putting the ball out in front of them, and just too hard to stop. So, could not be more impressed with Fremantle today.
From quarter time when the Bulldogs, the first quarter, I thought the Bulldogs was all over them. They're getting the ball in the contested possession, but they're going to the outer loop as well. They're getting it so close inside to outside. Obviously, they spoke about that at quarter time, or they changed a few things up because they took the Western Bulldogs game away from them. They started putting speed on the ball as well, the Fremantle Dockers. So whatever was said at quarter time, if we speak to somebody, hopefully we can find out, because for me, that was the changing of the guard right there. And then I know there was 7 goals kicked, but I thought they took away the strength of the Western Bulldogs at quarter time.
Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke with their assessment on Fremantle's 15-point win over the Western Bulldogs. 17-10, 112 to the Dogs, 14-13, 97. On 5 occasions, Fremantle had headed into the final round of the home and away season, looking to win to make finals. Last year, they lost to Port Adelaide. And, of course, the Blues lost to St Kilda, meaning the Dockers just had to win and they would be in. They missed out on finals there. They lost out in 2021, 2005, 2004 and 1997. On 5 occasions, they had to win in the final round to make September. Today, they changed that piece of history by defeating the Bulldogs by 15 points, and they hold their spot in the top 8. It means that most likely the Fremantle Dockers will host a final. They'll finish in 6th position. And we'll take on the loser of Brisbane or Hawthorn, or potentially the Gold Coast Suns, depending on what happens in that game against the Bombers. And the Western Bulldogs, they'll finish in 9th position unless there's a miracle and the Bombers defeat the Gold Coast Suns. As Fremantle make their way from Docklands, they've gone and said their thanks to their cheer squad, the loyal Fremantle fans in Melbourne and those who have travelled from the West. And they make their way off Docklands, winners by 15 points. Before we go into greater detail around the Dockers, maybe just a quick thought on the Bulldogs season. They won their 4 games of 4 today. They had to win 5 to get into September. In the end, they're going to be the team that finishes on 14 wins and most likely misses out.
Yeah, I said in the last couple of weeks, I think they're playing some really exciting football, but Bernie had a good stat before the game where they only won 2 games.
Beat
against,
one team.
But it was one team.
Yeah,
but they won
GWS
2.
Twice.
They beat GWS twice. One team inside the top 8. That probably doesn't cut it, does it? When you dissect your season, say, when we come up against the best, we couldn't match it or be better than. So for me, they're probably the team. When you look at that, I actually thought if the Western Bulldogs could sneak in, they could really scare some teams because they're good. He's very, very good. But when you dissect the whole season and you say it like that, they're probably the team that didn't deserve to make the finals if they can't beat the better teams.
Let's join the Dockers with Lauren Borden.
Down below, Freo, go, we are Freo Dockers. Freo, way to go. Every heart's down below, Freo, go, we are Freo Dockers.
They're pumped in here, as you can imagine. I mean, it was a loud crowd out there for a crowd that would have been outnumbered with a lot more Western Bulldogs fans. They were jumping around, the fans down here in the rooms. Brendan Cox led the team in and was jumping around as they got into the song. So it looks like they'll head into a team meeting there just to go through everything that happened there. But a home final coming up for Fremantle, so obviously they're absolutely wrapped.
Thank you to Lauren Borden. We'll bring you some reaction from inside the Fremantle camp after the players come out of that team meeting. Fremantle by 15 points, 17-10, 112 to the Bulldogs, 14-13, 97.
I've got a really tough question, Berkey. It's actually for everybody. Nat Fyfe. So plays as the sub, comes on, has one possession. Superstar. Yes, I think we'd all agree. Has been a superstar of the competition and a superstar of the Fremantle Dockers. Do you play him?
I think they will.
That wasn't the question, Ben. I think they will as well. Do you play him?
I'd play him.
For?
I'd play him as a sub.
Okay.
I think we saw again today early on what can happen a little bit to their midfield. So
but he's come in and I'd never ever put on a player.
Yep.
He's had one possession. He's come on as a sub. I would have thought the sub needs to come on and impact. The game got a little bit little bit sharp there towards the end.
Got to be fast for him, I think. The way both teams were playing there towards the end, it was just roll the dice.
Yep.
It was just get it and go. That's not Nat 5's go at the moment. That's sort of where the final sort of slows down a little bit more bash and crash. But when they brought him on, they chucked him straight in the centre bounce. I don't know whether that is...
Where do you think? Is it forward, is it?
Yeah, look, imagine him getting the fourth, because you'll pick up Tracy, Amos and probably Voss before him. And you probably say, hey, Fredericks is dangerous and Shea Bolton's down there, he's dangerous. So imagine a Cleary picking up a Nat 5 coming out of the square. That would probably send shakes through you.
Yeah, it's just a question because I don't know the answer either. The romance part of it says absolutely he plays. I get that. Do you want the romance or do you want to try to get through and win a flag? And
midfield's gone past him.
Yep.
Yeah, potentially you can play that forward role.
It's an interesting one for the Fremantle Dockers, isn't it?
He's had 7, 9, 7, 8 and 1 disposals coming on as the sub in the final quarter so far this year. That's his disposals, and today he struggled to probably get into the game. But the concern would be, depending on what happens with Sam Skowski, having left the field with that knee injury, is if he's required to play more than a quarter, can he trust his body to get through?
I noticed in the song too, Wagner had his arm in a sling. So...
Yeah, so two to worry about.
So what happens?
Plus, Benny's got Sarong getting 2 weeks as well.
No, I don't. I've got Sarong cleared.
You did say that. So what happens? So, Clinchy, you're saying if someone goes down in the first quarter or the second quarter?
I think I'm a bit with Ben. I think his role will be the sub for however long Fremantle season goes. So the emergencies today were O'Driscoll, Walker, alongside Oscar McDonald. But that will be the challenges. Once their depth in terms of a couple of injuries, where does that then leave them?
Does it depend on who you play for matchups? And if you need speed in the game, does Driscoll or somebody else come into the team? Yeah, no, I just threw it up because I thought it was really interesting that I know he's been sub and he does a little bit different. He doesn't warm up. He warms up with tracksuit pants on. He watches the whole warm up, and
he only played 16% game time, which is roughly just a smidge over half of a quarter. So he didn't have a lot of time to get a lot of football. I know it's only 1 disposal, but he wasn't out there for a long period of time.
I'm not bagging the bloke, Ben.
No, I know you're not.
I love him.
I know you're not.
He's a star.
I think they'll play him, and I think they should.
I think this is a discussion for the Fremantle Dockers going forward, where it's going to be really interesting.
Well, those stats there you gave Clinchy, 7, 9, 8 and 7 in the other times he's been a sub. That's not a bad output.
Yep. If it's a quarter and a half, you're playing your role.
So Matthew Johnson will be back from an ankle injury for the final if they want to pick him. He's played 18 games so far this season, and you would have heard the siren go in the background, so that the fans who have been here at Docklands a chance to go on for a kick-to-kick on the hallowed turf. Docklands won't be used again, with the finals to be at the MCG. So footy's an emotional game for a lot of the Bulldogs fans who came along with high hopes this afternoon. Their chance to try and get out on the turf and have a kick themselves, and the Dockers season rolls on, winners by 15 points.
Yeah, worry for me for the Bulldogs. Their 2 best midfielders was Bont and Libba. So 33 and 27, I think they had something like that. Richards was serviceable on the next line down. Kennedy's been good for them throughout the year, but he's not going to get any faster next year. Bod's not going to get any better than what he's played. Libba's not going to have his best year yet. Who are the next midfielders? I would have thought today, Artie Jones came on and kicked 2, but they needed some extra sort of hands around the ball today. So Riley Sanders, to me, is probably someone that they could have done with today, because there was a period of time after quarter time where the Fremantle team really did dominate the midfield.
Bontempelli finishes with 33 disposals, 11 clearances,
at 14
8
in the last quarter.
Possessions, 524 metres gained, 9 inside 50, 6 tackles and 2 goals. I'm not sure the Bulldogs captain could have done any more. You touched on his final term, Boomer, as he led the way there with 14 disposals. The next best was Fraser with 9 and Sarong with 8.
Fraser had 9, kicked 2 goals in that last quarter as well. He was fantastic. I thought he took the game on, and he's a player. He's one that can go through the midfield a little bit more, because he spends a little bit of time on the wing and half forward, Berkey. So, but I'm with you. I think they do need to find another mid as well, another young mid. And I know Sanders is there, but is there another one coming through that we can see. You know, can Bont play a little bit more forward? We know he hits the scoreboard, and it's the same. If you've got Darcy, Norton, Croft floating through there, who goes to Bont and Pelly? Like, he's a tall marking midfielder, so can he spend a little bit more time there if they find another midfielder?
So
who knows?
McNeil only had the 4. Darcy only had the 2 after half-time. Garcia just the 9 possessions. I thought Rory Lobb was beaten today, and he didn't offer anything in an attacking sense either. Normally he could get up around the middle of the ground and take some intercept marks. He couldn't do that today. And Davidson was okay, but didn't really affect the game. And then you've got Oscar Baker, and has the ceiling been reached with a Oscar Baker type of player? Is he going to get a lot better? But the Bulldogs do need to find some improvement in that bottom rung of their players if they're going to knock off the top teams, which they couldn't do this year.
Could Bailey Dale go through the midfield? I know I don't have to find another attacking half-backer, but he uses the ball so well. He runs at speeds that no one else sort of can during the games. Can he find himself up the ground a little bit more and kicking the ball inside 50 just a little bit more than what he does? You do that, obviously, you're losing something from half-back. So, yeah, it's a tough one for the Western Bulldogs. But I'm with you, Berkey. I think they might have to find another younger midfielder coming through.
And traditionally, so much of the modern game has been played with attacking half-backers, and that's where Bailey Dale has been at his strength. So Bontempelli with 33, Liberatore with 27, Bailey Dale with 23 alongside Matt Kennedy, while for the Fremantle Dockers, Caleb Sarong led the way with 24 disposals, 7 clearances, 10 contested possessions, 8 inside 50s. Geordie Clark with 23 disposals, Ryan with 20, and Banfield and Erasmus with 20 as well. I guess the other name would have been Adam Treloar, who they would have had to make the decision whether they felt like his body would have got through the game. In the end, they decided not to go down that path. The Fremantle Dockers winners by 15 points. Let's head back down to the Dockers rooms with Lauren Borden.
Thanks, Clint. I'm down here with Luke Ryan for a chat post-match. It must be an incredible feeling. You come out from the meeting. It was a nice way you sung the song here, but for it to come down to this final Sunday and to, beat the Bulldogs quite convincingly after that second term, you must be rapt to be through to the finals and a home one as well.
Yeah, definitely. If you had told us we'd been in this position at the start of the year, we would have taken it. So, proud of the boys' fight. We're on the pump early in the first quarter, and proud of the boys' efforts to stick to it. And the second and third quarter, and start a little bit of the fourth was our way, but really proud.
That second quarter was 7 goals to zip your way. You end up walking in to the main break, 26 points up. What's the vibe like in the team at that time when you've got the scoreboard pressure there?
We straight away when we come in, we said 0-all again. First half we put it behind us because we know how quickly they can score, and we've been in those scenarios and they've come back and put the pressure on us. So we just come back 0-all, get back to our contest and playing our way, and credit to the boys, we stuck at it.
So you said you'd take it coming into the season to be in this position on the final Sunday. You've now won 12 of the last 14, which is an incredible record. What's it like having that to propel you into the finals with?
We're sort of that 1 week at a time. It's funny. We spoke about it in there. We won 12 or whatever games and we lose one and everyone writes us off, and we love that. We think it gives us fuel. We don't mind everyone doubting us. We just keep playing our way and sticking to what we know and listen to the inside the four walls and prove them wrong.
I'm just a little bit fascinated by that. There was the loss to Sydney a few weeks ago where everyone kind of jumped on against you. And this week, after the loss to Brisbane, the Western Bulldogs were firm favourites. Is it something that you go, we're better than that, we're not, we don't deserve what's being said about us?
Definitely. We've proved it when we've come away, beat GWS, Gold Coast and Collingwood away, and they still write us off. So, it's pretty funny. We like that, and it doesn't matter who's favourites. We know if we play our way, we can beat anyone. So, we've got good confidence.
Luke, I'll send you upstairs to the box now. Brett Harvey and Nathan Burke.
Luke, congratulations on the win. You must be thrilled now that you can say you can play finals football. Mate, take us in. I know Lauren spoke about it really quickly, about the quarter-time huddle. Western Bulldogs were all over you in the contested possessions early in the game. They looked like they were winning the football at the source and getting the ball on the outside of you through their hands, which we all know how they play. What was said to negate that through the midfield group, do you know?
Yes, you're spot on. Even we noticed it from down back. We said the guys in the little circle were getting after it, but we had no balance on the outside, so they're controlling the inside and the outside, and then we just spoke about it quarter time, had a slight tweak, same little circle, big circle focus, and then we contained them on the inside, and then also our outside players, we gave them no option to handball out, and we really got after them, and that was probably our source. That was probably the way we got our game going our way.
Well, 7 goals to zip in the second quarter, so whatever you did worked. And mate, just your captain's game on Sam Darcy. I mean, Sam Darcy's an absolute star of the competition. To keep him to 7 disposals, I think it was, and goalless. You must be thrilled to have him back and leading the way.
Yeah, definitely. That's why he's our captain. He leads by example. He's so tough, and he's a big presence out there. And we love playing with him. We walk so much taller with him, and it's good to see he's got confidence in his body. And we love him backing himself in the air. And he's also he does really well with the ball as well. So we love having him out there, and he's that's why he's our skipper.
Yeah, Luke Nathan Burke here, mate. Outstanding today. Well done. Look, as soon as the siren went, I sort of scanned across the ground, and there wasn't any sort of histrionics, players jumping up and down, hugging each other and jumping on each other.
I might get you to just come in. We just dropped the mic receiver, so I'll just get you to come in with that question again.
No problem. I was just saying, I looked across the ground as soon as the siren went, and there wasn't a lot of players getting carried away, histrionics, jumping on each other, because you've just come to the home of the Bulldogs in a do-or-die game, and you've won it really, really well. But it was composed to a degree. What was your emotion when that final siren went?
Yeah, I was pretty cooked. So I was so happy the siren went. I was burnt out, but no, we know we come over here, we celebrate for a day or two, but then we straight on to next week. We know, or the week after. So we've got bigger fish to fry, but we'll celebrate for a day or two, but then straight away we're on to whoever's next, and I'll look forward to the training and see what happens.
Luke, Ben Cameron here. Can we just have a word on your coach? I don't feel like there's ever been a coach that's been under more pressure, who had won 11 of 13 before today, now 12 of their last 14. How does that happen? How do you guys feel about that?
Oh, I reckon it's absolute bullshit, to be honest. We all love him inside the 4 walls. He cops it so much. For unnecessary reasons. They tell us to move the ball quicker. They say all these other things, but then we win one game, they're all over us, they love us, and then we lose one game, and then he's the worst coach in the AFL again. So it's a load of bullshit, and we love what he's doing, and couldn't ask for a better coach.
Your 9th year in the system, Luke, how much of a better side do you feel you are this year compared to last year, just expanding on those thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. We've done a lot of work over the pre-season of game scenarios, game situations where we're either down a couple of goals or up a couple of goals, and the boys have matured. We've done a lot of work in the mental space, and we've grown with each other. We're a tight group. We're a young group. We're a hungry group, and we love being around each other. And it's every day we go to the club, everyone's so happy to get there, and we love spending time with each other, and we're playing with a bit of confidence, which is good.
Luke Ryan's with you inside the Fremantle room. So Lauren mentioned your winning form in the last couple of months. Do you feel like now you're in September, the possibilities are endless?
Yeah, definitely. Well, the Bulldogs done it when they do it 2016. So. Yep. And the year's so tight, everyone's beating everyone, and there's no clear favourite. So, no matter who we're playing, where we're playing, we're excited to play, and anyone can beat anyone on any given day.
And the one thing come this time of year is you don't want to pick up injuries. Can you see Sam Swikowski, and are there any updates in the rooms about a couple of your sore boys?
Switter always walks around like a 6-year-old man, pretty much for 4 days post-game. Everyone's going to be sore. It's a pretty physical contest, but, we got the week off, and we'll have a couple of days off and, hit the track pretty hard and get ready for whoever we play.
Is Murphy Reid the rising star winner in your eyes?
Oh, definitely. Pretty simple as that, isn't it?
Give us the why from your side of things, given someone who trains and prepares with him each week.
I don't like comparing to greats and who I think the greatest of all time, Scott Penderbury, is, but the composure he has for an 18-year-old kid, around with the ball, the smarts, he knows where to get goal side, he knows where to defend, knows where the goals are, obviously, and nothing phases him. He's hard. He does a lot of work with Hayden Ballantyne about being a lot tougher with the tackles, and you're seeing that come out. And I just reckon he's going to get more midfield time when he gets old as well. So he hasn't even touched the surface yet. So hopefully we sign him for a big deal. He deserves it, and who knows what he can do.
And just finally, as we let you go, we're asking Brent Harvey and Nathan Burke about how they got nervous before big games, before finals. What were you like heading into today? Were you confident? How did you feel?
I don't really get nervous before games, to be honest. I just like to have a bit of fun, joke around, and create a bit of energy, have a laugh. And the boys are sort of the same. And we just... JL actually asked who's nervous, and a few boys put their hands up and they go, that's beautiful, that's where we want to be, use that as energy. So, it's a good feeling.
I must admit, I saw you out there pre-game, as you were trotting off the ground from your warm-up, and he jumped all over the back of Shea Bolton playfully, and I thought, oh, don't do that, he might get hurt. Shea needs to be out there for the Dockers today, and so he is relaxed, Luke Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of boys are like that. Bolters like that. You just got to pick the ones that like to have a bit of fun, and then a few other boys are a bit serious. But it's a good vibe before games, and we're playing for a lot of energy.
We've won your way into September, a home final in a fortnight's time. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck in whatever comes next.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Luke Ryan joining us from the Fremantle Rooms, winners by 15 points over the Bulldogs. 17-10, 112 to the Doggies, 14-13, 97. Does the final quarter, Berkey and Boomer, take any gloss over Fremantle's win? The fact that the Bulldogs are able to get on a roll, or is that just the nature when there's so much to play for and you've got to take a few risks, and the Doggies had a few that paid off?
We said that was going to happen at three-quarter time. The Western Bulldogs had to do everything they possibly can to kick a huge score. They had 8 goals on the board at three-quarter time, 7 goals on the board at three-quarter time. They needed to kick 8 to win. So they were going to take risks, and that's the reason why we had 11 goals scored in the quarter, because they were taking risks. I mean, you see Fraser played on in the boundary and kicked an unbelievable goal. That doesn't happen during the second quarter. But if they got caught in the middle of the ground, they'll get scored against. So, no, I don't think it takes any gloss over it all. Western Bulldogs are always going to throw caution to the wind, Berkey.
Yeah, it was either going to work or wasn't going to work. Correct. But importantly, I think the 3 Freo goals that they kicked were from the goal square.
Yep.
Nice, easy ones, transition, out the back, from the goal square, nice and safe, put it through. That means, there's another 2 that you've got to kick to catch us up. So I think they played it really well.
So he couldn't have been more resounding in his support of the coach and what he's been through, and the direction in which the Fremantle Dockers have grown, and now a home final sets them up beautifully for what might be able to be achieved in this season, chasing, of course, their first ever premiership, and for Nat Fyfe, at least, the dream continues on for another week.
Yes, absolutely. And you're looking around, you're probably thinking, no one loves a trip to Perth anyway. Going over there to playing Freo in this type of form is pretty tough. And for the opposition coach who looks at the opposition and puts out the plan of how we're going to beat Fremantle, it's hard to come up with something.
The only really bad news for Fremantle is that there's a real chance that it's the Brisbane Lions who have just gone over there and beaten them and may well be the best team in it.
The good thing is, though, it's hard to do that twice. Doing it once is, you can do it once, but to do it twice is even harder.
Let's head back down to Lauren Borton.
Thanks, Clinchy. Just still in the Fremantle Rooms with an update on Sam Skokowski. It seems like he should be okay for a couple of weeks. So chatting to the media manager here, her update was that he would have been able to go on. They just didn't need to put him out there and risk him putting him on the field. So it's good news for Sam that it looked like more of a collision injury in his knee rather than anything more serious than that. So hopefully in a couple of weeks he'll be ready to go in the first final for Freo. So good news there for Fremantle fans.
All right, thanks, Loz. Thanks for that update. The Dockers winners by 15 points, spurred on by a 7-goal unanswered quarter in the second quarter, in which they led by 26 points, having trailed by 15 points at quarter time. Are the votes in the ABC Footballer of the Year, Brent Harvey?
I tell you what, this has probably been the hardest one I've done because they are so even, and they had so many contributors today. Berkey, this is the hardest one I've done so far. I've gone a little bit against one of the things we've just done. I've just looked at the stats and come up with something, but I'm going one with to Shea Bolton. He ended up with 19 touches and he kicked 2 goals. I just thought his run and carry and his explosiveness around the stoppages was absolutely fantastic. 2 to Marcus Bonson-Pally, who, if Western Bulldogs win, he gets the 3 votes every single day of the week. 14 disposals in the last quarter, but ended up with 33 and kicked 2 himself. I thought he was just a star. And something a little bit left field, because we've been pumping him up all day, but the skipper for the Fremantle Dockers, Pearce, thought he was fantastic on his job on Sam Darcy. Kept him to 9 touches. I think it says 1 mark. That doesn't seem right, though. Is that right? 1 mark for...
No, it took 2. He took a one-hander down here.
Oh, sorry,
and
3. No. Where we're looking, I was looking at the completely wrong one. He's at 5.
Darcy.
I'm looking at...
You're looking
at the wrong one. Sorry about that. But I thought Pearce's game on Darcy, one of the best forwards in the competition, was outstanding, and you were full of praise for the whole game for him, Berkey. So we gave him the 3.
Yeah, the whole back line was outstanding.
3 to Alex Pearce, 2 to Marcus Bonson-Pally, 1 to Shea Bolton from Brent Harvey in the ABC Football of the Year. You don't like forwards, Boomer. Come on.
No, I know.
Couldn't split them. They all kicked 3 goals each.
Yeah,
that's true.
I had Josh Tracy in mind. I thought his work up the ground as well was outstanding.
And Caleb Strong had 24 as well and looked fantastic through the midfield. I think he had 9 touches in the last quarter. Really instrumental, but you can't fit them all in. And you know what? When it's hard like that, it's a great thing for the team because it means that they've had so many even contributors, and that's when you win games.
Sam Darcy held goalless this afternoon. So, yes, the Dockers prevailed by 15 points. The match review officer's findings is in for the Saturday. 1 week suspension for Liam Baker for his bump on Chad Warner last night. A fine for Ruben Jinby for his shove on Hayden McLean. And a fine for Roy Laird for his bump on Zach Branch of North Melbourne on Saturday. In the cricket, Australia posted 2 for 431 after their 50 overs. So 3 centuries in their innings. Travis Head top scored with 142, Mitch Marsh with 100, and Cameron Green with 118, unbeaten from 55 deliveries. Alex Carey also made a half century. So coverage available on the ABC Listen app. Just look for the cricket button with Quentin Hull, Neil Manthorpe, Stuart Clark and Jason Gillespie. So our next stop up to Brisbane for the Brisbane Lions taking on the Hawks. Brent Harvey, Nathan Burke. What happens next?
Oh, it's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm giving the Hawks a big chance. I thought they've been playing some really good football last few weeks. And Brisbane, if they've been vulnerable anywhere this year, it's been up at the Gabba. Haven't played their best football there. We know they're capable of playing outstanding football, but I'm going to give the Hawks a sneaky chance here.
Oh, I think they're a chance all the time, the Hawks. I think they're good. He's as good as anybody. They've got a beautiful kicking team. I rate the teams that kick the ball well. That's Adelaide and Hawthorn. When you're a kicking team like they are, I think you can really, really get the ball moving and get the ball forward quicker than every other team. So whenever the Hawks play, I think that they're a massive chance. Saying that, I think Brisbane are just going to hit their straps at the right time. I think Brisbane will win today.
Lohman, Turnstile, Gallup come in for the Brisbane Lions for Berry, Hipwood and Beacom, while for the Hawks they're unchanged for their lineup. So that's to come with Aaron Bryans alongside Michael Price, Matthew Primus in the commentary box alongside Jason Ackermanis with Zane Bojack down on the boundary. We're about to take you up north for the Brisbane Lions taking on Hawthorn. And of course the final match, the Gold Coast Suns taking on the Bombers on Wednesday night. What a bizarre way to close the season after that rescheduled match from the opening round.
So Fremantle can still make it.
No, Bulldogs.
Bulldogs can still make it. Sorry.
Bulldogs need to just hold fire until that game's completed and they're...
So no Mad Monday for them. They'll have a Mad Thursday.
Yes. Yeah, good point. I think, can the Bombers do it? Can they just pull one out?
No, they've lost... what have they lost, Benny?
They've lost their last 12.
12? Yeah, 12 going for 13 in a row.
I ran out of fingers.
They don't beat Gold Coast Suns on the back of a loss on their home deck.
How awkward for the Dogs, though.
For the final.
What do you do? Do you do recovery tomorrow? Do you
sort of have to?
Do you review the game?
Yeah, well, you have to. Well, if you win, you've still got a week and a half to go over it. So you probably wait till Thursday.
Yeah, you probably do wait till Thursday to review, but I don't think the boys go to the pub on tomorrow.
No,
just got rehab.
Yeah,
they got a week off. This is where the finals bye is actually handy for them because they can get back into footy mode. But that wouldn't be hard if you're playing finals.
Yep. The Suns, of course, lost to Port Adelaide back on Friday night. All the emotion around Ken Hinkley and Travis Boak's last game. We'll see on Wednesday night. Thank you for your company today. Thanks to Brent Harvey, to Nathan Burke, to Ben Cameron, to Lauren Borden down in the rooms, to Stuart Hollywood Baker and to Mitch back at base. The Dockers by 15 points, 17-10, 112 to the Bulldogs, 14-13, 97. Up to the Gabba we go. Heave-ho.
You meet the most interesting people on Sunday morning.
I tell you what, I'd kill for some clean air and a good coffee over here. And there's no generic latte over here.
Come home straight away, please. Join the rest of Australia right here on Sunday morning.
Australia All Over on ABC Radio.
Hello, Patrick Stack here. Do you like sport and good conversation? Then we've got a great podcast for you. One cracking story, in depth, every day, in under 15 minutes. It's called ABC Sport Daily, and you can find it on the ABC Listen app.